In China, they say "chicka chong chan, Charlie chan, chicka chicka chong." Nice one, DSP.
God damn, Gary. Some serious gourmet shit. What flavor is this? That's right, it's the all-hell medium roast private blend. Check out the Geek Grind Coffee Nerdrotic page for our other options like the Decadent, Feathers of Liberty, vanilla-infused flavored coffee. Or if you're looking for something darker, try the Dark Roast FNT blend of the Fellowship. You know what? Just buy all three. GeekGrindCoffee.com. Use discount code Nerdrotic. Huzzah!
Excuse me while I whip this out.
I learned a long time ago that there's no sense getting all riled up every time a bunch of idiots give you a hard time. In the end, the universe tends to unfold as it should. Plus, I have a really large penis. That keeps me happy.
So long, gay boys!
Now, what we've got here is a scrotum and nothing else.
You're a cunt!
The American Society of Magical Negroes.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
Yeah! What's up, everybody? Right on time?
Yeah.
Shish.
Even when we're early, we're late.
Yes.
Because
And even-
daylight saving.
Yeah.
That's true.
It doesn't save shit.
It saves shit for us. We
We're
get to
early
get
in
in
the
and out of
UK.
here. Yeah. Woo, boy.
Yeah, when's yours? It's like 3 weeks away, right?
2 weeks.
30th.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
We need to really get on the same page with that and stop it because
Yep.
it's dumb. Okay. Welcome to the real BBC bagging, boarding, and chatting. Unfortunately, I have bags and boards, but no comics right now. Sorry. It's a
They're
comic
on
book show.
pre-order.
We're going to talk about comic books, but mostly about Hollywood, to be honest with you. Hollywood's having a really hard time right now. We got the Oscar ratings. We'll discuss those. I was on a show. Pierce Morgan. I was on Pierce Morgan's show.
Sure.
Yesterday with Drinker. By the way, shout out to Drinker for making that happen. Love you, bro. Love you, bro. And one of their producers watches FNT. Hey! Talk a little bit about that. That was lots of fun, actually. And I forgot her name now. I'm terrible. The black lady was based as fuck. She was great. She was awesome. She was saying adults who pretend. I'm like, oh my God, she's speaking my language. It was great. I'll get her name. I'm terrible, awful, and racist.
Maybe she
So
watches this show.
you never know. You never know. I'm sorry, I forgot your name. But yeah. So there's a comic out. Well, it's not out. It's up for pre-order. Just a hair. What kind of hair? I'll leave that to your imagination. Over 24 hours. Over 24 hours. And it's hit $1 million fucking dollars. $1 million. Breaking records.
Oh yeah, that's crazy, huh? Like I don't even know what to say. Look, we knew Yaira was going to be a success in some form, but I think with Ice on One, so much went right. It was hyped. It just so much went right with it. So, you think that it's going to take a little bit to get back to that point, right? With because it's hard to replicate everything there. But Yaira, I mean, for it to come through, that's and be basically our most successful launch date that we've had up to this point is insane. It took Ice on 30 hours, and it took, to your point, 24 hours for Yaira to hit $1 million, which is unbelievable to me. So I appreciate everybody out there, man, all the love, and as everybody's been showing in our corner of the internet, the company, and I really want to give a shout out. I actually just posted this, and I know you guys have had the ladies here, the Saskas. I got to give a big shout out to them because, look, it's no secret. I have to have this conversation with everybody that gets brought onto the, into the company in some way. Like, hey, when it's your time, and the attacks are going to ramp up unlike anything you've ever seen. Everything's going to be hyper scrutinized. It comes to the territory of what it is that we do. And of course they ramped up, attempted to ruin their reputation. And I've said this before, there's a lot that I can learn from them there and how they handled all of that, in which they handled it with absolute grace and just class and just of the utmost professional. And for them to be a part of the project that shattered Ice on One, no better people could be a part of that, man. So big shout out to them, Deborah Carita as well. I think a lot of people are going to love this book once it officially goes out, but I have to give a shout out to all of you guys out there, and of course the creators that are involved, like the Saskas, for just how they've been handling everything, man. They're awesome.
Well done. And we will get into this later, because this really goes into the part of the title, Peak Woke Hollywood, the conversation that we unfortunately didn't get to. It was on our questions list, but it was more freeform on Pierce. Sorry, Piers. I'm just trying to give as
I don't give a fuck.
No, yeah, you do. You were obviously bothered before the show started.
I was just trying to correct you, so you didn't look like an old doddering buffoon.
But I am. I mean, like, what's the point? By the way, the lady's name was Esther. So I humbly apologize to Esther, who was incredibly based and was really good.
Do you just have a Travolta moment? Please welcome the wickedly talented.
Oh,
yeah. Well, dude, I have a lot of those every day. I'll have multiple moments during the stream, except I'm not gay and Scientologist. So there you go.
But
so
it was fucking weird seeing him say Nerdrotic.
Yeah, instead of Gary.
just be like, Nerdrotic. Can we get so? And I was just like, wow, that feels so strange.
Hey, it did, but it got the name out there, so I'm totally happy with it. I mean, it was a professional show, so they gave us like a list of questions that like we kind of went over, which gave me a minute to prepare, because I had missed the first hour and a half of the Oscars, so I went back and watched it, and it was just boring. It was just, and we'll get into that too. Until the end, when they walked right into a trap, when Trump yanked their chain, and it was hilarious to watch. What's up, brother?
I'm good. Eric, speaking about the Oscars, we got him on the show next week.
Nice.
We'll be able to go through multiple things, but massive congratulations. 24 hours, 1 million, 4 in a row.
Oh yeah.
Can you
That's crazy.
Stop
That's fucking nuts.
failing.
Y'all supposed to be bankrupt, huh?
Yeah, you're gonna be doors closing before the end of the year. It's all over. It's all done.
Good run.
Yeah.
Gave it a shot, kiddo.
Yeah,
You gave it your best try. You gave
tried,
it your best try, but clearly you're not cut out for any of this nonsense. Can you please know your role, get back in your box, etc., etc. Leave it to the professionals. They know what they're doing.
You know, yeah. If it wasn't for all that success, you wouldn't be successful. So that's what I've heard.
That's always my favorite.
That's what I've heard.
If it wasn't for all those good decisions, good characters, hitting those beats, you'd be nothing. Nothing.
I guess they're not technically wrong, huh?
No.
Well, I mean, you'd still have your pop culture channel, your music, your political.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
That's
but,
also...
you know.
I will never argue if I mean, I'll speak for as and myself. When they call us a bunch of idiots, they're right. So I mean, I'm not going to argue with that. You know who's not an idiot?
I can't deny it.
You know who's not an idiot? Our friend MauLer. MauLer. Yeah. Hail, MauLer. We love you.
Hello.
Hey, and you're back. And a little later in the show, we're going to talk about a show that at least I can speak for me and as freaking love.
Yeah, so it came out of nowhere, didn't it?
Came out of nowhere. And I even watched the movie before, which I freaking love. So, yeah.
Yeah. I've because I happened to catch the first episode and I was just like, wow, that was awesome. All I want to say right now is just Peter Saranovowicz, I think is his name, right? I always mix up the vowels, but
yeah.
I really feel bad for him. He's been doing non-stop amazing work in all of his career, and he only ever makes it to like parts, like supporting characters.
I know. Oh my god! But
kind of absurd at this point because he was awesome in that first.
He was so freaking good. He.
You feel the chucking?
Yeah.
Feel the chucking?
Feel it! You got some grain on the ground there.
Yeah.
Pick on the grain.
Eat the grain. Eat the fucking grain.
So
that
good.
Liverpool accent was so good.
I was pissing myself laughing for that. But Melissa loves it too.
Eat the fucking grain.
Eat the fucking grain.
Eat the fucking grain.
Talking about The Gentleman. It's good. It's good. You know.
We might
Wait.
see a drinker video about it as well. I've got a feeling we're going to see a drinker video.
You know who?
No, dude, Drinker will love the show.
Oh, Drinker will absolutely love the show.
Oh, he does. Believe me, I know. He
Okay.
does.
Okay. So, you know who won the day at the Oscars?
People.
Yeah, boy.
Yep.
Sorry, no
People?
offense.
We're back, baby.
Finally, I feel myself represented on screen.
Yeah.
Isn't that what it's about? Inclusion and representation.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
Every right to celebrate. So yeah.
Yep. There was a lot of different type of white people winning. What's up, Exode Agu?
Oh, hello. I got a Yaira. Did you get a Yaira? I have to order more now because I found out Graham Nolan made the foil cover.
Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
I had no idea. It was just like,
Yeah.
maybe I won't get the foil. I don't know about shiny things, but
Dude, no, you always get the foil covers are awesome.
Yeah.
Foil covers are awesome.
I got the CGC of cover A and
Nice.
cover D to read
Nice.
because they're the sexier picture of the females. But now that I know about C, so
Wait a minute. You're saying that women like attractive looking women?
Like what?
yes. They're nicer to look at usually.
I totally agree.
You're
Like,
racist, isn't it?
sizes.
Your internal
Biases.
misogyny.
That's
is
right.
coming through.
Hey, chat. Foil covers. Okay. Generation X back in the 90s. Remember that foil cover? Remember X-Men Alpha? Remember that foil cover? Those were fucking awesome. They were awesome.
Oh yeah.
But should I get the CGC of it? I don't know. I might have to.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I gotta think
know.
about it.
I'm very Canadian.
I gotta get it. Gotta get it to the
I
bag.
don't know.
To the big.
I'll drink my milk out of plastic.
I almost screwed up. On Alpha Core, I kept on hitting the basket, right? And I didn't know it was going in the basket, right?
How many did you order?
I ordered fucking six. Six of like the special editions. And Kara's like, "Do you want them?" I'm like, "No, just we'll we got the meetup coming up. I'll give them away at the meetups. They'll be part of the we do a raffle every meetup." Didn't do that this time, but I did get
The everything?
I got the CGC and the books.
everything.
I got the
that
CGC
one,
and the
all
books.
in,
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You got
Got a couple. I got a couple of those, so I can give those away at future meetups as well. Hell yeah!
Noise.
So the
I
gang.
just got it so I could shout at a woman.
Which
I
one?
got it all so I could just shout at all Yaira in different formats.
Okay.
I
And
respect
really
that.
just let my misogyny flow through.
I
Yeah.
respect that for sure.
And again, it passed $1 million at like 11 Eastern, so it was like 10 o'clock my times, right when Daily started.
It's quite literally like.
I don't know what Lady Greymaster has put in there, but the Oscar ratings are out. Try to find the Hollywood Reporter one, X-Ray Girl, because they're the 4th lowest rated Oscars of all time. Won't bury the lead there. And
I do
they're-
have the variety, but I can see if I can find
So
Hollywood.
was it up on last year then?
So it's up on last year by 4%. But and we'll go over the article because it's a higher new low. The problem is where they're bleeding is in the key demo. They were down 5% again, 5 entire percent down. So they had a full release schedule. So this is the first time since COVID. By the way, the COVID ratings, if I go off the top of my head, were 30 million people watched the Oscars in 2019. The lowest
seeing Kimmel's face.
Fuck, I know.
I know.
Jeez.
Man.
Worst thing about the Oscars. So the Oscars had a couple of nice moments, like a couple of fun moments. It was boring as hell. And you could tell they got a talking to. You could absolutely tell they got it, like, do not get on your because I might be crazy, but this year, a little politically divisive. I do believe there's a couple of conflicts going on over the pond that are divisive, one more than other. It's a lot more. Hollywood's very, very quick to jump on the Ukraine train. There's another conflict that they don't really know what to say. Like a couple people will, but they're not saying much.
Kentucky Fried Haitians.
No, that's a whole other. No, whoa. Hollywood already settled the science on that one,
Okay.
Yeah, you remember those pictures that Conan O'Brien and all those
Haiti's
guys were
great.
taking? It's awesome, man. They were in the lovely crystal blue water. And,
Okay.
Yeah, and apparently they have better barbecue than Texas. Oh wait, that's their leader. Okay, so yeah, they're awfully quiet about that. They were awfully quiet. I think one independent filmmaker just came out and said, like, peace on earth. Nothing wrong with that. And Kimmel did a couple of jokes that I guess Piers was offended by. And it's so funny in our interview. I was like, you really directed that question to the critical drinker? And it was the one about Robert Downey Jr.'s addiction, right? And
I think Drinker's answer was really solid, though.
it was good. It was really good. It was a really solid answer.
I think that sometimes we can conflate the two of how offensive a joke is with how funny a joke is. I was like, I'm with Gary on the whole, like, yeah, I'm fine with all kinds of offensive jokes, but at the same time, it's just like Kimmel's joke was shit.
It was just a bad joke.
Yeah,
but like Robert doesn't care. If you're comfortable in your recovery, you're used to that shit. I'm sure Robert Downey Jr. has heard plenty of stuff that he's a felon and he's a drug addict and he woke up in somebody's couch and that stuff will follow him the rest of his life and he knows it. But he's gotten past it. That's why like politically, whatever, I think the dude's like a massive inspiration for addicts around the world. So
there's probably a joke you could make that even Robert Downey Jr. would have like laughed his ass off at if you do it right? Like it takes talent to joke about the worst times in people's lives. Like you gotta have it, like, because I'm assuming Kimmel didn't even fucking write the jokes and they still wouldn't even worthwhile. But at the same time, it's you gotta be careful because if it doesn't bang, it's like this is the most important time of his life, possibly the peak of his career. He's gonna get Oscar. Like it's. So, you feel the need to dress down someone sometimes if they're at their peak, but at the same time, it's just like, make it a good joke for fuck's sake.
And maybe my joke wasn't good, but I was just pointing out that they asked the addiction joke to a guy named the Critical Drinker. It's funny. That's all. That's all I was saying.
Again, dude, just like your name, it was so weird to hear him say, like, Critical Drinker. What do you think? It's like just saying, like, in a very serious and professional way, like, Critical Drinker.
I know. That was funny. Because, but I thought I thought it went pretty well. But, like tell a bad joke. That's fine because that's all Jimmy Kimmel can tell is bad jokes because he's not funny. He's not a funny person. Adam Carolla was the funnier person on the Man Show back then, and he remains that now. He remains a true comedian. This guy's a sellout. This guy's a fucking sellout fraud. Always has been. And he's the safe. This is what Hollywood deems safe as a host is him. And they don't. I don't think they realize how politically divisive this guy is. I don't think they realize that half the country sees him as a massive Pfizer fucking sellout that he is. And he was saying that people should essentially die if they didn't get the jab. You know, if that people got the jab get priority in the emergency room. And
that's a bit ironic now, isn't it? Because they definitely do get priority in the emergency room.
Maybe they should, but you know,
when they have a heart attack.
He was part of the dividing the country, villainizing the country. That's what Hollywood was part of. And now they're just going to like, oh, let's pretend that never happened. We're never going to acknowledge it. That shit ain't going to work. So what the metric is you've lost half your audience that you're not going to get back ever. So you'll have this dwindling numbers and like people watch late night unironically because there's always that percentage of people in the world can't do anything about it. But it's go on, MauLer. Sorry.
Did you see? I mean, not to interrupt you, it's just to add to what you're saying. Like, any of you guys see Shane Gillis on Saturday Night Live?
I saw clips. I didn't see the.
Because they were going around because people were like, "What the fuck are these jokes doing on Saturday Night Live?" And I was like, "Okay, I'll give it a try." And I did laugh quite a few times with his set. He's a funny guy. Like, and it is kind of weird that he's on there. And I wonder if it's a sign of the times. Like,
but he got fired from there, didn't he?
Exactly. Well, that's the thing. He got fired because he said naughty words on a podcast, but he's back. And it's like, how did that happen? Like, and you do wonder, like, what's going on? A bit of a turn happening, sort of being like reintroducing a bit more edge, you know?
The woke party is over, and now everybody's gotten past the hangover, and they went. And there are some people who are legit going, oh fuck, that got a little out of hand, didn't it? We started canceling people for hitting on girls and giving people hugs and making jokes on other podcasts, or our friend Carl, who's telling an anecdotal story and joke on a completely different podcast, gets completely offed of Patreon, you know, time and time again. Roy Price, the guy who ran fucking Prime Video, made a dick joke at a fucking party, career over. And it was a bunch of women and complicit men who were using this as a power grab to get rid of executives so they could get their people in and they could get promotions. That's all it was. So that makes it like, if it could get more evil, they managed it. So they took something that was legit, Harvey Weinstein, complete legit freakazoid that they protected and knew about for years until they thought they could throw him to the wolves and not be blamed for it. And guess what? They got away with it and turned it into a giant power play, by the way, partially run by Jar Jar Abrams' wife. Look it up. It's all there. I've got it on a bunch of videos. So now they're just like, let's pretend nothing happened. You know, and they have an Oscars ceremony with 2 movies that were popular that people watched. Can you name the last Oscar that had like 2, let's call them $1 billion films that people watched that were actually popular, that weren't some fucking, you know, Oscar bait film? I can't.
I mean, that's possibly
for Best Picture.
I struggle to care about the Oscars. I usually hear about it for other people, you know?
Yeah.
So
I was on Chris Gore's show, but I didn't watch it. I was just waiting for the announcements of who won.
I had it on mute most of the time.
Best way, especially when Kim was talking.
Clips on Twitter, of which there were some good ones, but that's about it.
There are.
It means I don't have to watch the show to find the clips, just the clips.
What about John Cena's humiliation ritual?
I mean, should we first cover the obvious commentary of just, wow, the double standards are still alive and well, huh?
Yeah. You know, imagine that if that was Sydney Sweeney.
Well,
I would. Well,
John
the funny thing is that we would all be fine with it.
Oh, we
Yes.
we would be fine with it, but I'm talking about obviously the mainstream take.
Well, because that's the clarification we got to make pretty quick because some people get confused. Like, we're actually fine with.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yes,
the sort of playing with.
He's a
sex
fucking.
somewhat,
He is a clown. He is
whatever.
the court jester of Hollywood. He is their token fuckboy white boy to shame. That's what he is, and he's more than happy to do it. Sorry,
Thank
please.
you for following us on Twitter, by the way,
Yes.
John.
Thank you, John.
Yeah, it's just that they're like they've made such an effort to say like it's so disgusting how women are treated, blah 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 blah, and then they just do the. It was on the show, right? That guest Piers had. Piers, sorry, you're fucking gonna make me trip over it now.
Yes,
Hey.
I win.
But yeah, she was saying like she essentially argued it's a bit of revenge for women. It's just like, that's healthy. Like,
Revenge, eh?
That's what it is.
You got that right.
Mm-hmm. Well, so the Oscars had 19.5 million viewers, according to time zone adjusted fast national ratings at Nielsen. That's a 4% increase from a year ago. A year ago where they had pretty much nothing. And they had two, like Barbenheimer. All of a sudden, the memes died out. The meme has totally died out. And that's part of it.
Well, do you know what? The memes died because people are actually talking about the good film, which was Oppenheimer.
I know.
The one that took 7 Oscars.
Once we'd talked about Ken enough, like
It was
died out.
enough.
It was enough.
It was
enough. You know what? I didn't even like Oppenheimer like that much. It's 6 out of 10. I thought it was fine.
Nonsense. It was fantastic film.
How many times have you gone back and rewatched it?
I've seen it twice.
Okay.
Well, yeah, but there's plenty of
I've
films
seen
I
it
don't
once.
rewatch that are great. When was the last time you watched 2001?
3 years ago?
Too long ago.
3 years ago?
There you go. See, Oppenheimer hasn't been out for 3 years.
No, yeah, I mean, like, listen, you're right. There's certain films that are great that you definitely have to be in a mood to watch. Okay,
Sure.
It's like, you don't go, let's just fire up 2001: A Space Odyssey, kids.
Yeah, with a full-on party and TV in the background, like 2001, baby.
2001's a better movie, but 2010, which I still think is a great sequel, is more fun.
Oh, MauLer knows the last time I saw 2001. It's actually last year, wasn't it, MauLer? Because I sent you a picture and you saw my TV in the background and I had 2001 on.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah. So it's actually last year that I saw 2000.
No, listen, it's just it wasn't my bag. I'm not into biopics. I'm just not.
That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. I just thought Oppenheimer was absolutely...
It was well made,
It was
though.
funny because
it deserved Best Picture. It's fine.
I was going there thinking it was going to be like, okay, but it's not really for me type of film. But I ended up leaving going, holy shit, that was fantastic. Absolutely.
So what'd you like
fantastic.
better, Doom Part 2 or Oppenheimer?
I mean, they are very different films. One's a biopic, one's a sci-fi. I thought both of them were incredibly directed. Both of them were... Oppenheimer's better acted, for sure, without any doubt.
Yep.
Whatsoever. I would say if I had the opportunity to... It's a tough one. I really enjoyed Dune 2. In the same breath, I do love a real high quality biopic, and I think I would probably be more inclined to watch Oppenheimer again.
I think I am the same.
No, I would watch Doom Part 2 again. And I'd watch a documentary on Oppenheimer without any bias, without all, it's like, hey, yeah, he fucked a lot of communists, but he wasn't communist, okay? He totally wasn't communist. But he fucked a lot of communists and hung out with a lot of communists and partied with a lot of communists.
Sure, but it's fascinating to watch.
It is.
Yeah, like if we don't typically go with, if you want to go with accuracy, right? Like Braveheart ends up being a really shit film. But
yes,
we don't tend to do that.
Braveheart is like I just look at it as a fiction.
Yeah,
yeah.
Okay. I just look at it as fiction. That's all. That's different. I mean, especially when you're going so far back in history and you don't know all the details, but I mean, the ones we do know, that film got really wrong. And then the swordplay in the background, you can't unsee it once you see it.
No, there's a car at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I still love
yeah.
the movie though. I still love it. But but Oppenheimer certainly deserved Best Picture, deserved all its awards. I'm really happy Nolan won an award. I think it's long overdue for an award show that just doesn't fucking matter anymore. And Robert Downey Jr. was great. Absolutely. And
well, like he's had times in the past, right, where he's walked out of things, like interviews that have gone bad or whatever. I think in that instance wasn't he doing like a motion of
on the nose? Yeah, and then he said on the nose, and then went okay.
Yeah. So like he was clearly like just fucking do or say anything else. It's just I guess up to us whether or not we think it's fair or not. I think that it's if it were like a Ricky Gervais making the joke, maybe we'd be a bit more.
Well, I would have just shot back. Hey, how about that client list, Jimmy?
Wow. Yeah.
Isn't your best buddy who's a chef? Wasn't he buddies with that guy with the island? I just started back and forth. Let's go. You want to go there? Let's go there.
Oh,
the only problem with that is he doesn't have a mic, right? So you hear like awkward noises.
Keep my addiction out your fucking mouth.
Well, and part of it, right, is that if you know you're up for what's happening to that night, you don't want to fucking make it worse or make it a scene, you know? You want to ruin your night, like certain actors.
Well, he wasn't afraid to make a scene later because, well, we'll get into that. Into that.
Well, and I've said like he has done in the past. I forget it's the British interviewer, right, who pissed him off once.
Yeah,
what his name is.
I mean, British interviewers do that.
Oh yeah, they're like trained hardcore for it. They want to get the drama out of you.
I know. You guys pretend to be so posh. You pretend to be so posh, and you're fucking savage in your media. Fucking savage. I love it. All right, so that's a 4% increase from a year ago. The 96 Academy Awards scored the biggest audience for any award show since 2020, where there wasn't any. Was there an award show? There was barely any releases, and 2023 was the year they were officially back. And they could squeak out just 4%. But the problem is, it's in the key demo if you go down. So there was wait, go back up. Go back up. Yeah, there it is. Sorry. Go back down. It's comparing to other years, whether it's fair or not. But like, scroll down to the highlighted part. There you go. Is that where? Yeah. Okay. But first. Highest rated Oscars ever. Highest rated Oscars ever. You know what year it was? Chat, don't help them.
Early 80s?
Would it be 90s?
84, 83, 84, 84.
90s. I don't know.
I'll guess
92.
95, I'll just go with.
MauLer's the closest. 98.
Wow.
What came out in 98?
98
came out in 98?
I can't even remember, but 60 million. 60 million.
Sure
wow.
Right before the turn of the century.
Wow.
So it is my belief, like, the Oscars could still be relevant if they did them the old way. Should have won Best Picture. Yeah. When they were making movies for, each other, but they were also making movies for the audience. Now Oscars are simply just movies for each other for the most part, unless they're forced to do something when there's a Barbenheimer out there. But otherwise, some fucking movie you had never heard of or barely heard of would have won. That's pretty much been the case. There's also, they've been highly political over the last 5 or 6 years. There's also COVID, and people are just done with it. And as I said on Pierce Morgan, Pierce, that it's had its time. This is an old model. It's still important to Hollywood, but like this, normies used to watch this show. They used to have like little parties. They watch parties, Oscar parties all the time. There would be Oscar pools at your work. It's just gone.
It's also all the awards are fake. Like, and by that, I mean, like they've placed these stupid restrictions on themselves. All of the, I think we might have talked about this last week, as with We know BAFTA does the same thing where they have all these stupid, like, hey, you have to have 50% of your production be a minority or something to even qualify for or to be nominated, right? It's like, the fuck? Like, it doesn't. So when I say it's fake, I mean, like, they have a lot going against them. This is an era where the materials obviously lacked in quality, but they're not helping themselves. They have these self-imposed rules. So you combine that with, to your point, Gary, like, we're really kind of getting on the other side of this model in general. I think it's archaic. I think it's outdated. And it's not just with that. We're seeing this in music industry as well. It's just not the same. People don't get stoked on a bunch of like a circle jerk between a bunch of I don't know what you call them, ass hats. I go with that.
Ass hats is good. I think that's.
I go with that. Yeah. They just don't want to see it. They just don't want to see it anymore. So I don't know, man. 21 though. I was actually surprised that it went up, but you know, when you look at it in context, did they really?
I heard that the TV show Shogun's meant to be pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know if you've seen it, but some of the press is saying, why is there no black representation?
Oh, yeah, we can get into that in a second. Yes. No, it was actually it's a Medium article. It's a fucking Medium article, and you're right.
Oh, that's meaningless then, yeah.
So, well, I mean, it's still meaningless.
The level of stupidity that they're up against now. Instead of being able to just create, make things accurate, make them as they specifically should be, now they're fighting against all these crazy insanity rules. We've got to do a movie set in medieval England, but somehow I've got to put 3 Asians, 4 homosexuals, and 6 black guys in it. Otherwise,
and somebody. Wait! Don't forget the wheelchair. As I know, I know it's feudalist Japan, but we need a wheelchair and an access ramp.
All bridges were actually disabled access. That's what they really were.
And they have to be the best fighter.
RPGs in these wheelchairs as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Doctor Who. But we can't have bad people in the wheelchair. No. Shogun is good. Shogun is good. I like it. I'm enjoying The Gentleman like a lot more.
Oh, hell
yeah. But that's on that's like another level of the show.
For anyone who like, Lock, Stock, Snatch, The Gentleman, the movie, like The Gentleman, the show is just that shit. It's really fun. Bunch of zany characters.
It's a bunch of zany situations and zany characters and coked out brother Frederick does chicken. It's fucking hilarious. Okay, so the Oscars earned a 3.81 rating in the key ad sales demographic, equivalent to about 5 million people in the 1840 to 49. That's down from a 4.3 a year ago. So old people are watching Oscars. The people who the demographic, which the demographic still has a lot of power. It's just moving other places, right? It's not watching broadcast TV, and they're not watching the fucking Oscars because they don't care. They just don't care. Only Hollywood cares. So it's a new high low, 4th lowest Oscars ever, and next year, they don't have a Barbenheimer this year. They don't. So unless, and I don't even know if it's going to help, like Dune gets a bunch of Oscar nominations, which I don't.
It should.
I mean, outside of effects.
What else is cinematography,
soundtrack, maybe
best director. Yeah, certainly soundtrack, costumes.
I think that ship has sailed. I think if they had come back and Top Gun should have won everything. Should have just won because it saved fucking Hollywood. It saved Hollywood. It should have won everything. Spider-Man No Way Home, however you feel about it now, helped save Hollywood. Should have been nominated for a lot of shit. And maybe you would have gotten people. Probably not. Probably not at that point. It's way too late. The ship has sailed. You could bring in all your fucking. They're gonna figure out in a couple years that the kids like those superhero movies like 2 years after they're dead. That's how Hollywood rolls. There were trends go to die. So good riddance, Oscar. That's what I gotta say. But towards the end, like they got through the whole show without really getting too political, and then Trump lays a trap. Trump absolutely lays a trap that they fell into. And the stupid Access Media is like running, oh man, Jimmy Kimmel showed Trump. It's like, bro, Trump yanked your entire industry's chain and he fell for it. And according to Jimmy Kimmel, do you guys believe this? The producer's like, don't read this.
Wait, Jimmy Kimmel said that his producer said not to read it.
Yes.
I can believe that.
That's good advice.
Yeah.
It's really good advice, but he said, no, I'm going to do it anyway.
Okay.
I saw the clip. It's like he didn't do any fucking funny jokes. He didn't do anything with it. He just sat with it like.
Oh, he said, isn't it past your jail time? That's what he said.
Yeah.
And they got a bunch of, the clapping seals of the adult pretenders came out. But like, bro, you just gave him like for one, it was a very accurate assessment by Trump of his hosting. He's a washed up comedian. It's boring. You need to get somebody out there who makes everybody look a little better. That's about it. I'm sure he mixed in "Make America Great Again," and good for him, But yeah, it was such a trap. It was hilarious, and we were almost through the episode, and we were talking as we were like, "Man, this is kind of tame and boring." The cringe. The most cringe was when the 5 actors or actresses got there and spoke to each nominee. That was fucking brutal. I don't know if you listen to any of that. It like if we want terrorists to talk, we should have those 5 actors just go talk to them individually.
Yeah,
and they'll turn on even the most devout will turn on their leader. Take them down to Guantanamo, have them talk to Susan Sarandon for 90 minutes. They'll be able to just make her go away.
Yeah, the only things that I took that people enjoyed from the Oscars was the Schwarzenegger, DeVito, Eaton.
Yep, there's 2 funny clips. Yeah,
and I'm just Ken.
Yeah,
those are the only 2 major things that. Oh, and the guy ribbing Madam Web. Those are the only things of any note to me. Everything else, just sticking dildos in their own asses. Just interviewing them all, getting them on stage. It was so cringe. It was unbelievable. People don't want to see that. You want to sniff your own fart. That's fine. It's an industry award at the end of the day, which means it's no more important than Dave's Kebabs handing out fucking awards at the end of the year for the best fucking kebab. Same thing, just a little bit more money, a little bit more prestige. That's all. But that's it. It's got no other fucking value other than that. No, people want to be entertained. There was nothing. At least was it? It took 25 minutes before they even got to the first nomination. Jeez, 25 minutes of fucking Jimmy Kimmel? That's hell. Hell on earth.
Right.
Just go back to being a drunk Jimmy. It's all you're good at.
X-Ray Girl. I put the clip of the guy roasting Madam Web, and then if somebody can find the one of Danny DeVito and Arnold. That was pretty good. I want to see that. It's in the private chat.
Without sound, we wouldn't have been able to hear such classic lines as "You're gonna need a bigger boat. I'll have what she's having." And he was in the Amazon with my mother when she was researching.
Imagine you and Dakota Johnson watching this, like, for fuck's sake.
She'd be laughing. I bet she'd be laughing. I bet you should be laughing.
She's probably laughing. Considering what she said, and Sony's mad at her now. Fuck off.
Then be mad. Yeah,
she's got a career to think about, and your movie's fucking done. Yeah. So
it's not even over 100 million worldwide.
I saw Anyone But You.
Yeah. Sydney Sweeney, go.
Sydney Sweeney, go. But the whole premise is a destination lesbian wedding in Australia from America. Those lesbians are breaking up before that plane lands. Okay, that is some bullshit. That is some bullshit. So
flying over on U-Haul Airlines,
and they're like perfectly happy. Don't even argue throughout the entire movie. I'm like, this is the fakest shit I've ever seen in my life. Okay.
This is the most unrealistic.
Have you ever spent time with lesbians? Okay. Nah. Fuck no.
There was no domestic abuse. There was no breaking.
Not even a shouting match. Come
Moving
on.
in and breaking up within a week.
Not a single U-Haul in the entire movie, dude.
Ridiculous. That's just pathetic.
Ridiculous. Could you find the Danny DeVito clip? X-Ray Girl?
I saw a lot, by the way, on that clip that we just saw, I saw a lot of people on Twitter saying, why doesn't that guy host the Oscars instead of Kimmel?
I know.
It's, John Mulaney, right? I think.
Yeah.
He's the voice of the bad guy in Puss in Boots 2 and Spider Pig and stuff. He does a lot of good shit.
Yeah.
So that's probably why. If you kind of talented people,
Dude, why not have Ricky Gervais host them? It's the most obvious decision. It would get them ratings. I'm sure Ricky would do it if they said, "Hey, we're gonna let you go. Don't drop any F-bombs, but we'll let you go."
No, dude. I actually think they'd be better off unchaining him completely. So you can do whatever the fuck you want, and then deal with the consequences afterward, right? Like if he said something that went viral for the horror and offense, they could just be like, "Well,
for fuck's sake, what is this portrait?
Anyway.
What is this portrait shit?" And you're cut half of fucking Arnold cut off. What is this shit?
I'll be back. But it doesn't matter because
TikTok.
The Oscars is always on a delay. Shows like that are always on a delay in case somebody says something so that they can mute out.
They want him to say something, surely. Like, just
We
let him
do.
fucking. You know, what's the worst thing that'll happen? Like, he says
He drops
something
a "see you next Tuesday."
Yeah, that's what I mean. It'll be fine.
You're British. It's okay to say it.
Yeah,
it's perfectly okay.
Just do the little virtue signaling thing. Like he says something horrible and go, "Oh, we're ashamed that he said something so horrible." Anyway, we're bringing him back next year.
Yeah,
yeah. We're disgusted with him. He'll be back.
Yeah. All right.
By the way, Danny DeVito looking amazing. Can I just say?
Oh, dude, I love these two together. I was so happy to see it.
I love it when he goes, "Batman, you son of a bitch."
Dude, fucking audience is like, he's just doing his grumble. It's like, "I kill you."
He's a fucking he's a shit governor, and he doesn't care about your freedom. But that was pretty funny.
Ugh. You tried to
Never
walk
should've
that back,
stopped
didn't he?
acting, man. He's just a funny guy.
Yep.
Let him do his goofy. Like, are they doing a twins thing eventually? I remember someone saying something about that.
I heard. Okay, this like a year ago or so, they were saying there's.
Oh God, no! Don't.
No, of course not.
I know there's in our jaded black little hearts, there's still a glimmer of hope that like something could be good if they remake it today. No. Remember we heard Red Sonja was going to be like totally based and all this shit. No, it's going to be patriarchy smashing. She'll probably have a metal jumpsuit on. Fucking Red Sonja. It's going to be shit.
Oh yeah,
hit play.
That's a dead on arrival.
DOA.
Dead Sonja, more like.
Yeah.
Set it up for you.
that was a layup, man. Yeah, right?
Set it up. Alley-oop, man.
All right, let's go.
Let's go. Turn it up a little bit. Is that...
As high as it goes.
Nice, huh? Yeah, look at that. It's so beautiful. Look at everybody. Yeah, very nice. Well, Arnold and I are presenting tonight together for a very obvious reason.
They both tried to kill Batman.
Yeah. As the Penguin in Batman Returns.
That was Mr. Freeze in Batman and Robin.
How did Batman beat you?
Oh, he used my one weakness against me.
Heat.
Love.
Oh. Threw me out a window.
He threw me out a window.
Batman, that son of a bitch.
Good word.
There he is.
This is awesome.
Show your face.
Look at in character. Look at that. Oh, fuck yeah.
You better believe it.
Ow.
All right. Yeah.
Dude, it's fucking sinful that he was in a movie recently
Put that up,
reprising the
X-Ray
role of
Girl.
Batman. It's like, what? You're like, what movie? Like The Flash? That moment was better than the whole fucking movie. Like,
No, I think it was Nerd Cookies put up. Is Warner Brothers allergic to making money? I mean, look at that.
I know. It's
Look
just
at that!
perfect. We've been saying this for what, 18 months now?
Dude, people have been saying this for 10 years. Okay, like
True,
for a
true,
long time since Batman Beyond came out. They're like, Michael Keaton, come on, let's do this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And now he's 70 fucking 2.
He's a perfect age for it.
I mean, he's looking incredible.
Oh, he looks great.
He looks fucking incredible,
Well,
man.
And he still clearly got it. Like,
Yeah.
Fuck, it would be great. And
We got a trilogy of those movies.
It would
out
just
by the
make
time
it would just make $1 billion. It would dwarf Robert Pattinson's The Batman. It would dwarf everything.
the most obvious choice.
Yeah.
It's almost painful, like, because you almost think like they know, but they don't want to.
Dude,
like avoiding it.
Blade Runner, Noir, Batman. That's what you're talking about here.
Yes.
So the stuff Spider-Verse kind of ripped off really from Batman Beyond would be so much better. And you wouldn't have a bunch of dumb Batman running around. You'd have Bruce. And why am I blanking on his name now? Terry
Terry Metalis.
Terry
Metalis.
Terry Metalis.
Terry McGinnis.
Terry McGinnis.
Uh-oh.
You'd have Bruce and Terry.
Has just come in.
Yes. Doc 5 nerd points for my senility.
Eric, Batman's your boy for mainstream.
Yeah.
Batman Beyond, live action.
I mean, would they make money off of it? Probably, I'd imagine. I mean, it's kind of look. When does Hollywood do the obvious though?
Never.
Well, I mean, yeah, this is all
Never.
assuming they do it well, by the way, which is a fucking.
When they do the obvious, it's by accident. We have a couple of examples, right? So, the Joker, which we, Az and I had massive doubts about, ended up being good. Deadpool, that was a no-brainer. The first Deadpool movie, right? And season 3 of Picard, when the powers that be step away, they give you a limited.
McGinnis coming in to
There you go. But Terry McGinnis, no. But when you have like the powers that be step away, and they let people who actually love the franchise and are good make something, you get something good. But it's usually when the producers are away, not when there's 21 producers watching over you.
Usually under a set of circumstances that are rather unfortunate. Like it's like they stumbled across it. It happened on accident. It was infiltration. It was something of that nature. Like they never, especially with comic book stuff, not as of recent, as at least they don't go with the obvious. Like it's like, oh, hey, we introduced Adam Warlock. We also introduced Thanos. It would be a great idea to have him present, right? During that whole saga. No, let's just bring him up after the fact and wait, he's retarded.
Can I share
he's
this?
super
And
retarded.
as a comic book person, I have it under authority that you are. And Gary, of course, being a comic book person, MauLer just being a person of taste.
Hello.
POT.
He's a POT.
I've
He's
just
a pot.
shared this. This is an idea that somebody's running on Reddit for a hero, and I just want to see what you think. They say, write what you know. So I'm making a superhero comic about a trans Muslim mixed race girl like me. She's called Cobra Olympus. In this scene where she comes home from an adventure, you can see that she's walking upstairs. I thought, why not give her my interests too? There's a Tokomon poster above her bed. Don't you see?
Just self-insert top to bottom.
Home sweet home. That's how you can tell she's back home. Home. She says home sweet home. He says.
And obviously she lives in the country that she hates, America, which will allow her to do this and not murder her for being a trans Muslim.
Trans Muslim?
Yeah.
Well, no, I think the Muslims will murder her for being a trans Muslim.
All day long, make original stuff. That's fine. Just, you know what? This is probably from an X-Men comic, right? So, you know, that's...
I mean, Miss Marvel, isn't she a mutant now?
Yes.
Yes.
Quite
She
technically.
died just so she could become a mutant.
Resurrected as a mutant.
Yeah.
So this is what, like, there's a thing called the Alternative Press Expo. I honestly don't know if it's still around. It was run by Comic-Con. It was in San Francisco at the Concourse Center, and it was all shit like this. It was all zines, like little alternative stuff. Kelly Sue DeConnick. That's where a lot of those the people who are currently fucking up comics right now cut their teeth at the Alternative Press Expo, and on the and cons like it. They were the subversive crowd that really didn't like superheroes at all, like ever, but just wanted to be around the comic scene. And the books they made, which were usually unicycle writing lesbian, in some kind of anthology, they became the mainstream, and they really fucking sucked. There's a reason that the Alternative Press Expo is in its own little corner, and it's self-published stuff of usually autobiographical shit like blankets. And so I know people liked blankets. I fucking hated blankets. Scott Pilgrim liked the movie, never really liked the book because I don't like that fucking art. Although sold the shit out of the book. Stuff like that. I think it was Craig Thompson who did blankets. Yeah, like boring fucking shit about like, for one, an autobiographical comic about the most boring, mundane life ever. Like, I get up and my girlfriend broke up with me, now I'm sad. It's like, fuck off. I guess there's a market for that at a very small expo. It was never there for the mainstream. It was never meant to be in X-Men. It was never meant to be in Spider-Man. And that's what happened to it. So, and they were allowed in because they were cheap. They were cheap and they had the right politics. They were cheap and they had the right politics. That's the same goes for Hollywood. All the new talent, this diversity rush, it's cheap. It's a way to hire more producers and then hire cheaper directors and writers that these producers can control and pretend that they're all, and then go pack themselves on the back or circle jerk each other at cocktail parties. Oh my God, did you see the trans Muslim director I hired? Oh, forget that. I have a trans Muslim director in a wheelchair. Bigot,
Breaking news.
Mag's begging for money.
That's not breaking news. You know that.
But I mean, she's got a month though. We haven't got an update if this was catastrophic.
Catastrophic
month.
But you know what?
How much is she getting paid? Do you think, Gary? For contributions to the mainstream.
Mags?
Yeah.
I don't think she didn't get paid anything for Vagrant Queen, like nothing. Right. And I think for like her Snyder book, she probably got $4,000, which is overpaying for her, by the way. She probably got like $4,000.
For the
prequel, for the Rebel Moon prequel.
Yeah,
I'm guessing $4,000. That's just off the top of my head.
That's the only time that I've seen a Stanley Lau cover and been like, "Nah, I'm good."
And I'm
you did
like,
a cover for that.
Stanley Lau did a cover for that. He was one of the, because it's probably got like 58.
And I know
covers.
I don't know if
that was smart on them to do.
I don't know if Mags is on any of the drugs like not puberty blockers, but whatever fucking hormonal drugs you need to be on. I don't know if Mags is on hormonal drugs.
They are,
but the amount, but there might be some other drugs. I wouldn't put just based on behavior.
Well, the Batman 2 has been delayed to the 2nd of October, 2026.
So it's not happening. They're kicking the can down the road.
Never coming out.
This James Gunn is turned into full Hollywood producer, where he's not going to say out loud that anything's been canceled except when it's safe with Henry Cavill, but he's going to tell Gal Gadot that, oh yeah, we're still going to do Wonder Woman and have no intention of doing it. And then when she goes out there and says it, it was a producer who said that. Oh yeah, I'm totally not, keeping around Peacemaker for my wife, although season 1 is now not canon at all, and season 2 will be canon. That my wife's in.
Can we talk about that just real quick?
Yeah. Yeah. He's full of shit. He's a fucking liar. And I understand you have to be a liar a little bit, but I would understand it, but I would argue you don't need to be a liar. I would say, you know what? Be honest with your audience. Be honest. Just go, hey, we're going in a different direction. I'm doing something different. Or just say, yeah, I fucking kept the series around for my wife. I would respect that more. A lot more. Sorry, MauLer, go on.
It's just it fucking baffled me. Now I get it, right? Like, I'll put it out there that no one gives a shit about where Peacemaker fits in necessarily anyway. It's
I agree.
A spin-off TV show. I get it. Nobody really cares, but really digging into what he's saying, right? Season 1, season 2. What does that denote to everyone? It's like they share continuity. No, they don't. You're like, okay. And you could be like, okay, I'm familiar with that. We've had anthology shows. We've had shows that, like some people consider Hill House and Blind Man. It's like, oh, that could be like season 1 and season 2. Don't necessarily share continuity. Like, okay, but this does, as in like Peacemaker will have the history of season 1 in season 2. However, they are not canon to each other. It's like, what?
Yeah.
And he goes, season 1 is canon to the Snyderverse. Season 2 will be canon to the Gunnverse.
And MauLer, when is he going to do the nationally televised across all streaming PowerPoint presentation explaining this to all the normies who didn't see his random response on fucking Instagram and don't read CBR? Most people are not going to know this.
I don't get it. Like, okay, explain this to me for you guys that suffered through Flash, which some of y'all did, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Twice.
Jeez.
It's worth every penny. Worth every brain cell and moment lost of my life.
Okay. So did that do anything to set up a new universe?
No.
Technically, in a like parallel universe.
Yes. Technically, yes.
But it set up a completely. It set up a fake universe.
But he still set up a universe. That's the question, right?
It's to be clear, it's a universe where some things are different. For example, George Clooney is Batman now, which just confuses the fuck out of everything.
Well,
by the way.
but
I'd rather see another Ocean's
new
movie.
Universe tie into Gunn's thing.
No. The only thing that did was Black Adam when we finally saw Henry Cavill in a proper Superman costume at the end.
I mean,
that's the part that confuses me, right? Is that okay?
You should be confused. That means you're a normal person.
Yeah.
But what part of so Black Adam is canon to the upcoming Gunnverse?
No,
nothing
no,
else.
it's Snyderverse.
No.
Okay.
So Snyderverse. Yeah.
Now, Gunn, remember, Gunn was out there saying,
I'm sorry.
No, Eric. I know you work like kind of in comics, like tangentially a little bit. But
adjacent comics
adjacent. But Gunn was pushing the narrative for a long time, but being really wishy-washy that some stuff is going to stay and some stuff is going to go. That was
my wife's
going to
stay
lie,
and Henry Cavill's going to go.
But that's the thing, though. If you tie, all right, he's probably lying. But if he's not lying, let's assume that's whatever the fuck that means. Season 2 of Peacemaker is canon to this upcoming universe. Like that would have to mean everything else that comes with it, right?
Nope.
What the fuck? Then how's it canon to the universe then?
That's why I started with like season 2 will build on things from season 1, which is non-canon to the universe they're currently in. Like, how the fuck does that make sense?
Hey, they could bring Joel Kinnaman's flag back, which was the best thing in Suicide Squad.
Well, so this is the problem, right? The Peacemaker, and there are going to be people in chat who really enjoyed the show. Fair enough. I couldn't get past. I think I got stopped at like episode 2. The nature of the character, he's been through a decent few things, including his interactions with Rick Flag. Rick Flag is dead.
Yep.
So you can't have Rick Flag anymore. And then James Gunn's like, well, no, I will. And it'll be a different one. But all the stuff with Rick Flag will also have happened.
Yeah, Rick Flag will be a black lesbian in a wheelchair.
Yes.
But isn't Waller in the upcoming?
Yes.
Yeah, she's going to be her own show.
Trans.
I think I said
and it's
this
the same
as,
character, though, is it not? It's the same.
Yes.
I have never seen a more like a more
Amputee.
fucked up continuity before the universe launches. We have incredibly fucked continuity, and I suppose that the funniest part to me is just like, James, just be honest. You want to save the shit that you made?
Yes, because you're probably getting paid on it.
And just be honest about it. You're right. Like, dude, I'm taking over a whole new universe. We're rebooting everything. What's wrong with that?
And it's like, yeah, I'm not, I'm leaving everything behind except the stuff that I really like and then my stuff.
So the thing is, he said he didn't want to say he's rebooting everything because he was told by the powers that be, don't say that because you're gonna crater all the movies we got coming out this year. And Did it help? No. They all cratered anyway. So it would have just been more honest. And when you get, he got off on the wrong foot. You got rid of Cavill and he started bullshitting his audience.
He got off on the wrong foot. He bullshitted his audience with getting rid of Cavill, and then he destroyed every subsequent movie coming out, which was Shazam, Blue Beetle, The Flash, Aquaman 2, pretty much Black Adam come out by then, not too sure. So let's just run with those 4. Because he came out and he told everyone, none of this matters.
Yes. So
none of it.
But then some of it matters. And they're still doing a Peacemaker season 2, which is not connected in any way to season 1.
But it will be.
It inherently has
But it will be. It has to be. You're right. You're right. So
none of this shit makes sense.
It's going to be the same characters, right? MauLer, the ones that survived. And it's just in a totally different. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. And
honestly,
they think
the only way to make it make sense is to call it season 1A.
Season 1 again.
Season 1 again.
No,
Season 1 redux.
no. What James Gunn? I think he does understand this, and he's just hoping against hope. Same with Kevin Feige. They're not entirely fucking stupid. Okay, they understand this. They're hoping against hope that the overall brand damage of superhero will not affect them in their soft reboot and their half-ass reboot, whatever the fuck they're doing. And I hate to break this to them, it does. Madam Web hurts your fucking brand. The Marvels hurt your brand. Ego hurts your brand. Peacemaker season 1 hurt your brand. I know some people liked it. I thought it was shit, but I thought it was woke shit. I just did.
Absolutely.
Flash hurts your brand. Blue Beetle hurts your brand. Be you Marvel or DC, most people, and you need most people. You need the normies. Don't really see the difference. They're just starting to understand the difference that, there's a DC and a Marvel.
and like, that's the thing I think they sleep on. I mean, I would say that both companies do that. It's just I don't know where this whole idea that the general concept of what continuity is just does not fucking matter. And the average person just doesn't care about it. I just disagree with that. I disagree with that wholeheartedly. And that includes normies, because I mean, the goal I would think of any company is to turn a normie into a diehard. Right? Yeah. So in order to do that, you have to have some shit that makes sense there. But even those smaller details, these are things that if they actually have some passion about the project, they're going to care about that type of stuff. So that's what I don't understand as far as getting off on the wrong foot. And maybe, look, if I give them the benefit of the doubt, Superman comes out and all this shit's cleaned up. But, you're going into it like, I mean, you guys trying to explain this shit to me. I'm like, what in the fuck is going on?
I'm confused.
Tolkien's made more money since The Lord of the Rings came out 20 years ago. Like the estate. They made more fucking money. More money. Which it still would have been around. It's a classic, but say those movies never came out, it would have been like something just the nerds talk about. It created generations of new fans, right? And that's what each IP has to do. X-Men created generations of new fans, not just with their comic books, but with a really popular cartoon. And created generations of new fans. And that's what comics were doing for so long, and they've lost generation. Star Wars has lost, they're going on losing their second generation. Star Trek has lost 3 generations. Comic books overall, American comic books have lost 2 generations. These are things you don't recover from. And the MCU in its beginning created a new generation of fans. And it was actually directing people to comics in the very early days. When Phase 1 was out, comic sales were going up based on the movies. Like Iron Man was the biggest one, which went from selling 8 or 9 copies on my shelf to 100.
Damn.
Within 2 months. When they decided like, hey, we're gonna bring Warren Ellis in, and and we're gonna make it in this. It's gonna feel like the Tony Stark. For one, Tony Stark. Robert Downey Jr. was Tony Stark, and it was a pretty easy success. Then they started killing everybody. Then they started replacing everybody and passing mantles. And people, kids would come in and go, "Who the fuck is that? That's not Iron Man." That's exactly how that 7-year-old said. He said, "Who the fuck is that?" No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, and that's where the attrition comes in. And then woke then woke fucking ruins everything. Because you know what? That's what they do. They're like a fucking cancer. They latch themselves on to something's popular until they utterly destroy it and move on to the next thing.
They move on to the next genre.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's how they always do.
And
But yeah, that's the thing about this whole, talking about the Gunn and this new universe. That's the thing that's most intriguing to me. It's like basically continuity be damned. We'll figure it out. We toss some names out there as far as Superman and all that. Everything's going to be good.
Oh, well, yeah. We'll just call Sam Wilson Captain America. We used Captain America for 5 minutes in the comic book, so
Yeah. I mean, it just happened not too long ago
for a cup of coffee. Yeah,
and now here we are. But I guess that's the part that I don't understand about the mainstream is that they don't seem to understand that part themselves. But it seems so obvious. If I go watch a television show or I watch an animation or short film, doesn't matter, and I like it. And let's say there is some source material that's attached to that, I would think inherently it's like I'm thinking that that's going to be representative of what I see in the book, right? If it's there, right? And then that's how comics or people watching these shows and they turn into comic fans, going from normies to then diehards. But then you give them something that's so unfamiliar, it's even hard to keep up with in your own medium. That's what we're talking about with James Gunn. But then they go to your comic shop. And let's assume that we're in this era of Sam Wilson's Captain America, Black Captain Falcon. And then they go to hopefully they weren't going to go read Ta-Nehisi Coates' Captain America. But let's say if it was a decent Captain America run and they open up the book and they're like, who the fuck is this? Is that person going to be more inclined to continue to purchase those comic books or get more intrigued by the actual medium itself? No. And I think that's why, despite these guys getting to a point to where they were shitting out billion-dollar films, it still didn't really translate in the peak of the Marvel Cinematic Universe as they started to move in this next phase. And that to me is just, that's perspective. Billion-dollar films and somehow through the 2010s, maybe you got a little spike at the beginning, but during the 2010s, it was a downward trend for the overall comic book industry. That's fascinating to me.
It went through waves. And they did things right until they didn't. They got arrogant. This is all arrogance and hubris, and it's Hollywood's an. Oh, you got yours. Mine's on order. I get mine in a couple days. That's awesome.
Wow.
Oh, hey, I'm gonna get back to that, but there's a little bit of a problematic tweet from Robert Meyer Burnett. Although I don't think this is the problem they're talking about here. If you could post that up real quick. So, boy, by the way, rest in peace, Kobe. No disrespect to Kobe Bryant. Okay. No disrespect to Kobe Bryant, who's been through his share of bullshit. Robert says stupidity costs money. Apparently, there were some typos in a statue. I'm just more worried about what Kobe's doing right here. Why would you?
Wow.
They said, and I don't know if this is true, but they were saying that Kobe himself, well, that's at least what his wife said, that was the pose that they wanted for him. If you
well, it probably has a basketball.
No, it does. It's like I can't remember which game that was.
This shot right here is like, what the hell? Oh my God! Come on, don't diss Kobe like that. The NBA misses Kobe. People like Kobe badly.
Yeah, competitively for sure.
Yeah. Sorry, Kobe. Just how'd they do you like that? That's terrible.
Too cold for a T-shirt.
Is it? Oh yeah, because you're in. It's like 74 degrees. It's great.
Is it?
It is awesome down here in San Antone. No, what they can't. You bring it up all the time, Eric. So do I. They're too big to succeed. These companies, they cannot pivot. They need to, by the time they are pivoting right now, and by the time they're done, it'll be 2027. As just said, the Batman's been delayed till 2026, if we even see it. Dude, it's going to be a completely different fucking world. For one, it'll be post an election.
Post-election, yeah.
Pretty sure we'll have a different president. Yeah, the world's going to be a lot fucking different in 3 years, and tastes will have moved on. You already see it. There is a move to get back to cheaper movies, quicker turnaround, which means we're going to see more, hopefully, comedies. I have yet to see that yet. And we're going to see more action So and we've gotten some good action stuff, including The Gentleman on Netflix, which is freaking fantastic. You know, and we are getting, you know, here and there's some really good shows. Here and there's some really good movies. It just so happens that some of this stuff is coming from other countries. Gentlemen, UK. Godzilla -1, Japan. One Piece, based on Japanese source material. So, and I think that's good. That decentralizes the whole thing. And the biggest question is, are we past peak woke Hollywood? I think yes. Although we do have a movie coming out in 2 days that might be like peak woke Hollywood. It might be. Where in the hell did the clip go? God damn it. There it is.
The American Society of Magical Negroes.
Now, this might shock you, but ticket sales are not good for this.
What? That's crazy.
Fucking racist.
Chris was telling. Obviously, I am
by the by, Eric.
That might be the title of my video. Racist white people don't go to see American Society of Magical Negroes. So Chris was telling me in LA, empty. That's their home field advantage. They sell out almost everything. Completely empty. My theater, unsurprisingly, completely empty. The reviews, the early reviews haven't been good. And there isn't, I think there's been a couple of early reviews, and then there's been a complete embargo that lifts. There's no screening. I don't think there's a red carpet, which really bums me out, by the way. I really wanted a red carpet for this, so I hope that's wrong. I hope that's an erroneous report. And yeah, it lifts on Thursday. I am making everybody on FNT watch it.
I know.
Should be fun for you guys.
But, well, I think.
What's the budget on this?
Oh, it's probably not much.
That's what I would hope so, right? They got so that they have that to their advantage.
Yep. Well, if they did it like, there's a way to do this movie right. We've talked about it. Like, if you really lean into it, make this like a Blazing Saddles that just roasts every fucking side, and then goes into that trope, because that trope exists. It's real, but then it takes it to today, where it's the American Society of a Magical gay black people. Well, because it's not magical, it's gay. So they replaced magical with gay. So they did that in every damn CW show practically, because, you know, Hollywood's still racist and they have a problem with like masculine men, much less masculine black men. But let's see. I love searching this. American Society of. I've never said this word so much in my life. Just like
Gary, I got some bad news.
I want good news. I don't want bad news. It doesn't say.
It's not at my theater on Friday. It's not at the big theater on Friday.
No, it's going to be at a theater, and you might have to just go a little extra effort.
I don't know. I'm going to have to.
I don't want to hear your fucking excuses. Okay,
dude. It's not there.
Dude, there's other theaters.
Hold on. I'm gonna find out if what its UK releases, because it might not be the same as America.
I'm guessing it will be budget wise like $40 million.
I know. I bet you it's about 80-90 million. Honestly.
What? Really?
I bet you. Because what have we seen? Budgets are out of control.
They are.
They are absolutely out of control for things which should this movie should be 15 million tops.
How much was Godzilla?
15.
So it should be past that.
Shouldn't be past Godzilla.
And
That's what I'm saying.
And it might have actually been like 12 million.
Yeah.
Godzilla
so it should be half that.
Fuck, I can't wait for that to come out in 4K. I want to see that so bad in my home theater. So yeah, this movie, it's going to be terrible, and it's good. It turns into a rom-com halfway through.
Dude! The American Society of Magical Negroes UK cinematic release is the 26th of April, 2024.
Well, I guess you're going to have to see it then and give us your review then. I mean,
26th of April.
Dude, I'm not holding out for anybody to have a cam copy of this, okay? I don't think that's going to happen unless I do it. Unless I go in
the whole world is a lie.
The whole world is a lie. Damn, that's rough, bro.
Oh well.
Sucks.
Yeah. Maybe I'll be.
Why is the UK?
I probably
so
shouldn't say
racist?
this on a live stream, but I'll be alone in my theater. I don't think anybody's going to notice.
If anybody's interested, I'll be alone in my theater.
I'm not telling you what theater I'm going to be at.
Men and women, both.
No, I think comics division's going with me. He's my date, so
So you'll be alone together.
we'll be alone together, which is not alone.
26th of April. Come on, man.
Jesus.
Nah, y'all don't want my chat. Y'all don't want my review of it.
Yeah, we do. Actually, we do. Actually,
we fucking do.
actually, we do. The audience demands it. Put up a poll.
I can't agree. I know. No grifting for me.
Oh,
fuck it. I'm gonna see if I can convince my mate Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Bullshit.
The fact that they're releasing this, like, that's where we are past peak woke Hollywood. The Oscars was obvious. Like, even with Jimmy Kimmel fucking up at the end, it was clear again that they were told not to say anything. It was obvious. And I mean, that would have been a really smart move. I don't know, in 2020 when we were bringing it up then. It's like, hey, Hollywood, go one fucking year without getting political. Just try it. Try it on for size. See if it fits. Give it a run. Don't piss anybody off for a year. And especially now with the theaters closed and people have broke the habit of movie theaters, they didn't. They couldn't fucking shut up. And now they're paying the price. And now their industry is halved. And most importantly of all, because you don't get Hollywood where the money is, you get them in the ego. They're irrelevant. They're irrelevant, and it fucking kills them. That's what kills them. By the way, did you see Annette Bening's face when she didn't win? Like she was gonna win Best Actress anyway, but did you see her? She made Angela Bassett look happy from last year. She looked fucking pissed. I never thought she was gonna win. I mean,
what's funny is I always thought they already knew, like they're told ahead of time or anything, but I guess they aren't.
They aren't. But Eric's right. Oh, we didn't even bring up Eric. Okay, John Stossel, who used to be on 2020, who used to be on 2020, ran an Eric interview that got responded to and retweeted by Elon.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was fucking crazy.
I was fucking wild. I forgot about that while y'all talking about Oscars. Yeah, that happened. That interview, I did that a while back with him, and we were talking about. This is a while. It's crazy how that aged, right? Because I was basically saying I mean, you might not know it, but that clip there, I probably did that like 2-3 years ago. Not even joking. Talking about how I don't want to say I was trying to delegitimize the Oscars. I was saying they basically did it to themselves.
They did,
right?
and you're right.
You know, and
nothing
wrong.
Wrong.
Shared that out, and Elon's like, "True." It's like, "Oh shit, that's pretty fucking cool."
What was most of our chats? I'm pretty sure most of our chats saying every time we brought up the Oscars, pre-Oscars, I don't give a fuck. I'm not watching. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch paint dry.
True.
So that's another thing I couldn't bring up in the interview. I mean, because we just didn't have time. But it's like, you know, Drinker and I, MauLer, and everybody here, we interact with the audience, be it like in real life at meetups or in the chats, and nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit. And these are the regular folks that you all you elite fucks talk about. You know, the people who actually pay for your shit, and the reason you're here, that you've completely forgotten about. That disconnect, that fucking disconnect. Like Jimmy Kimmel talking about, like, hey, he made it like in the monologue, he lightly roasted the actors saying, you know, Botox and Ozempic and all that shit. But he's all, but at our heart, we're a union town. And it's like, motherfucker, you guys pretend for a living and write pretend, or help people write pretend, or help the people pretend. That's what you fucking do. You're not fucking workers. Okay.
Let me ask you this, and everybody, MauLer too, because I'm of the opinion, maybe you agree with me, that a lot of I think the big disconnect, or why like Oscars and those things aren't like everybody's having watch parties and being into it anymore, is because the I mean, I guess mystique would be the right word of Hollywood has been completely lost. I mean, post, I don't know, something happened in America in 2016 and everybody went crazy. And now back in the gap, I feel like we never had these conversations about what like an actor or actress political positions were. Like that was never even brought up.
But Eric, when they're on the picket line and you see somebody going, "Power to the people, workers of the world unite," and what do? I write for She-Hulk.
Yeah.
I can't imagine why there's a fucking disconnect.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that's what's part of why people aren't as interested. Yeah, it's bad content and all that, and these alternatives are starting to pop up. But also, what I think made them likable has been they've been completely stripped of it, or they kind of dropped the ball themselves. So I know these people are out of touch. They tell me. They also tell me they don't fucking like me. They're not really that fond of anybody that thinks this particular way, and they've even used their art and their entertainment to show that in some cases. So the mystique of Hollywood has been completely gone. Like, you can't look, if you want to know the political positions of certain actors and actresses, it was buried in some like magazine that nobody read,
right?
For the most part,
right?
That was where it used to be.
Or their agents used to protect them,
from themselves, oftentimes. That was often the case. Now it's everybody's out.
No,
gay out as well, but everybody's out.
You brought up the change. You brought up the change right there. They baked it into the scripts. It was not just enough to go out and whinge on fucking Twitter. They started baking it into the scripts. They took Luke Skywalker and had him drinking fucking titty milk and OD'd on the Force. Fucking Han Solo walks into his fucking retarded kid's lightsaber. Indiana Jones follows around the most insufferable bitch to save Hitler. Okay? Like, they baked it into the scripts. Their politics started bleeding into the stories that they used to be able to at least separate, right? People like Dune. Frank Herbert was a fucking drug-addled weirdo. Philip K. Dick, I love fucking Blade Runner. Philip K. Dick was a drug-addled weirdo, but he still wrote good stories. Wouldn't hang out with the guy. Definitely wouldn't let him like watch my kids or something like that. But those days are gone. You're right. The mystique is gone. The mystique is gone.
So that's what I don't think there's any return to that. I won't say normalcy. I don't think those days are for sure over. But I don't know what it looks like on the other side of this, whatever the hell is going on right now. Because to me, and maybe I'm wrong, but that whole Barbenheimer shit, that was an outlier if I've never seen one. And I don't see that happening again. Even if there is a blockbuster movie, right? I don't see that something that makes way for the entire industry. I don't see that they can do that anymore.
Well, with Barbie, regardless of how you feel about the film, Barbie was very much talking to women who wanted to feel like a woman and feminine, because they've been told in all kinds of political spheres that men are women and femininity is weakness, and a woman's now got to be a po-face, sour-face bitch to get respect and all this kind of dog shit. So women were actually had the chance to dress up in wonderful little dresses and skirts and feel feminine and get together with girly parties and, make it an event. One thing that we said is now gone. They made it an event. They would go out, they'd have some cocktails, they'd have some drinks, then they'd go and watch Barbie. Then they'd, and they made a whole big thing of it. And it was based around, obviously, something from their childhood, which they could relate to. And they could relate to playing with their Barbies and all that kind of stuff. On the other side, we have this very earnest biopic about Oppenheimer and the bomb. And there was a lot of interest there from guys. So you had actually two very, believe it or not, contrasting things there. Oppenheimer, Barbie.
You couldn't get further apart.
Exactly. And
just like men and women.
So far apart, exactly my point. Because you were so far apart, one towards men, one towards women, the two came together like a magnet, because that's what magnets fucking do. When they're polar opposite, they attract. So you had guys going to Barbie as well, and you had girls coming to Oppenheimer, with the guys as well, because it became that serendipitous event where the two just absolutely united and gelled together. That's an exception.
Yeah.
That is a complete and utter exception,
That's
not just in something being really hyper-focused towards men, but things being really hyper-focused towards women.
No, I think, and you're right, Az, and I think that
Legitimately
it
women,
exposed
not fake
it exposed the problem. That's what it did. It exposed the problem completely. Like they've been trying to like so hard fit the square peg in the round hole, like Captain Marvel and the Marvels, having women act like dudes in dude space movies, and it doesn't fucking work. When they made a movie for girls and a movie for dudes, they did well. And they released them on the same fucking weekend, and they did well. Hollywood used to do that all the time, by the way. Like big fucking movies would come out in the same weekend. They weren't afraid. Now they are, because it's so corporate, and it exposed the problem. And Barbenheimer, biggest dual hits they've had in years. You will never see anything like it. Was in the year of the flopbuster, and it couldn't overcome it because there were so many flops and so much shit surrounding it. Here's the article we were talking about earlier. If you wanna put it up there, X-Ray Girl. I just popped it in the private chat. This is why I say peak woke, because when you get to Babylon Bee headlines just running regularly, even if it is in Medium. Where were the black people in feudalistic Japan, ladies and gentlemen, in the year 1600? You know where they were? Africa. They were in Africa. Some of them were on their way to America, but they were not in Japan. A country where, correct me if I'm wrong.
By the way, sold by Africans, Gary.
Yes, the Woman King. Correct me if I'm wrong, but like outsiders didn't even make it to the interior of the country back then, like period. And it tries to be, I wasn't there, but it tries to be accurate. You got the Portuguese Catholics there, and they're the only ones who knew the trade route, and that's what the whole thing's about. And then so where are all the black people in Shogun? There's a Japanese proverb that says for a samurai to be brave, he must have a bit of a black blood. If that's the case, FX's monster hit Shogun has a lot of scared swordsmen. This is from.
I think you're missing the point of what black blood means.
I think being a little autistic about it, but or disingenuous. Not really sure.
We know it's disingenuous.
Not really sure. I don't know if I can read the rest of this article because it's Medium. It's from Medium. It's sourced, I believe, from Medium. So like you can write, anybody can write on Medium, by the way. Mm-hmm. Well, hey, anybody can write for these fucking Access Media rags. So what's the difference?
It's also true.
Yeah.
Black Shoguns. Sure. I wouldn't put it past them though, man. I mean, but yeah, I don't know, man. I wouldn't be surprised if they do some more goofy shit. Because I like to believe that we are past this peak kind of weird stuff. But think about all the stuff in the chamber, man.
Well, you're right. So the point I'm trying to make is the audience is over it.
Okay.
The audience is over it. So the audience is well over fucking Hollywood. Whether Hollywood recognizes that, it's going to take a couple years.
Yeah.
You're right.
Remember what we said, they can't pivot, right? So they got to commit to whatever dog shit they've been working on for the last 2-3 years.
Yeah. And it's going to fail miserably like it has over the years. And then you'll start seeing other stuff, maybe get popular that honestly is cheaper to make, and it gets divided. And these giant studios will just eat themselves, which is the natural order of things because the market decides in the free market. And the difference from the TDS era on is the giant monolithic corporations thought they could make you decide what you liked. And then when you didn't like it, vilify you. Very interesting approach. Didn't work. It didn't fucking work. Now we have a full-on rebellion at Disney, whether it works or not. I have my doubts. Even if Peltz gets in, I'm rooting like hell for him just for chaos. But I don't think that will change the cancer that is Disney. Paramount's for sale. Warner Brothers is massively in debt, forcing them to go back to J.K. Rowling to get a Harry Potter series. And, you know, honestly, that's what a good business should do. They should go back to what works, but they should also try new things. But that's too risky these days. Way too risky, especially with all of the untalented people they invited in their industry, thanks to DEI.
Why? Obviously, we're talking about it because it's a conversational piece.
Yeah.
But after that first paragraph, why are we even entertaining going any further?
Oh,
when somebody's being so disingenuous about what
Yep.
the term of black blood actually means, because it's not referring to the color of somebody's fucking skin. It's not saying, oh, samurais need to have blood from a fucking black person. Black blood it's got demon references. It's got references to anger. It means you got to have that fucking demon in you. You got to have that fucking anger within you to be a samurai. You got to have that sort of unearthly thing, you know, that thing that kind of separates you, that makes you have that mental acumen. So if you as a person writing this article, I know this is fucking medium and I know this is fucking trash. If you can't tackle this at least from a genuine perspective, what's the fucking point of anyone even remotely taking you seriously? You're just a racist. That's all you're doing. You're just showing you're a fucking racist. You can't see past color. Your whole fucking world revolves around this goddamn bullshit ideology. You're just another one of the fucking reams and reams of Hollywood fucking idiots. I mean, not saying they're Hollywood, but the sort of idiots that are in charge of Hollywood right now that have got to fucking diversify and include and your sweet baby inks and all this fucking trash shite and everything, comics, gaming, video, TV, film. You're all there. It's all there. You're not doing anything constructive. You're trying to be destructive. You're trying to be destructive to history. You're trying to be destructive to a period piece, which to all intents and purposes is meant to be pretty good. Because you just want to see some fucking superficial shit thrown in. Yeah, fuck out of here, you. Wait, William Spivey. I'll go fucking have an orgasm, you fuckwit. Never made a woman come in his life.
Will's trying, okay.
He's not. I don't think he knows where the fuck to start.
White savior trope. You know, I'm sorry, but no, I'm not fucking sorry. There's a new trope in town, and it's called race swapping. The race swapping trope. Revisionist history trope.
Boring.
Yeah.
So boring.
Yeah.
Fucking. And Shogun's pretty good. Shogun's pretty good. The third episode, did you see the third episode yet, MauLer?
I've only seen the first two.
Okay. Third episode has some sloppy sword play in it, and it's directed by the girl who's doing Rings of Power, who said it's going to be darker and all that stuff. But it's still like the episode rallies at the end, but some of the action shooting was a bit off. Not as good as the first two episodes, but still like good. Like still
I'll be
has a
honest
good
with you,
through.
my spare time to watch TV shows was just The Gentleman has kind of taken over. The show.
Dude, I am like right after the show, I am watching the last 4 episodes. I'm not even passing go. I was going to do an Oscars video last night. Well, fuck it. Drinkers is good enough. I'm going to watch The Gentleman.
Oh, just
go watch Drinkers.
Just you wait to see where it goes.
I can't wait, dude, because I just ended the 4th episode. I don't want to spoil anything. Fucking Freddie, his brother is such a mess, dude.
Text me after you finished episode 6.
Okay. His brother is such a fucking...
Oh, Freddie's amazing.
So, okay, real quick, The Gentleman. It takes place in the world of the movie, right? So no characters that I know of so far, up until 4 episodes, cross over from the movie, but it doesn't mean that the people in the movie exist, according to Guy Ritchie. They're there. They're just
another story.
Because in the movie they break down. There's thousands of estates, right? And these lords and ladies don't have a lot of extra money. So what was his name? Pearson, who from the movie? Matthew McConaughey's character.
Matthew McConaughey. Yeah.
So he's an American guy who went over and figured out that, hey, I'm going to go use your land. I'm going to give you a bunch of cash every year. So I don't have to get, because he breaks down Clarkson's farm. You can't really own land in the UK, if you're not some kind of lord or lady, like even if you own land, you have to create paths for the public and you have to do all this shit. And that's before you even get power. So he goes on the lords and ladies lands where he doesn't have to get all these permits, and he builds a bunch of fucking grow dens, like huge underground grow areas for weed. But there's thousands of estates, and it showed in the movie that he has a bunch of them, but not all. So these are I'm guessing all the other guys.
Yeah,
all the other guys. Yeah.
Another crime lords.
Ray Winstone is in it. So
yeah.
It's fucking rad.
Winston.
Is it Stone?
Dude, he's an actor that I love it when he gets to like act. He's used in so much to just be bad guy, and it's like shit. Obviously, Dreykov would be like a.
Is it?
I
always say Stone. It's Stone. Sorry, I'm American dumb. But he's fucking great. He's great.
He is. Him at his best, he's a really good actor.
Yes.
So it's
very intimidating.
It takes place in that world, and it's just it's a new cast of characters. And a dad dies, a son inherits that probably shouldn't inherit. Kind of the
younger son inherits, not the older son.
Yeah, which dude, that meltdown was so fucking funny. I was laughing.
Yeah, sure. I'm thinking to myself, surely some of this is ad-libbed because
it has to be. It was so good,
so good.
But this is like Guy Ritchie has finally exercised like his marriage to Madonna completely. And he's like back to form, which is nice. It's nice to see him back to form in the last few years. It's
it was the gentleman that put him back on for
dude.
The movie. Because that film is something else. It's so good.
Well, I like Rock and Roller, but
I did
was
too.
It, King Arthur or whatever was the one.
Did he direct? Did he direct a Disney movie too?
Aladdin.
Yeah, Aladdin.
Oh God, we're not gonna.
We don't talk about that.
We don't talk about
Speaking of Disney, Nicolas Cage has just come out and absolutely trashed Disney.
What did he say?
He said, to paraphrase, he said something like,
they fucking suck.
There is no National Treasure 3. Don't go to Disney if you want entertainment.
Yeah, baby. National Treasure is a great movie, by the way. I even like the second one, but the
first one's great.
Top tier movie. Love it. Saw it in the theaters like 4 times.
I'll quite happily tolerate the second one. It's okay.
I like it. First one's great. First one's great.
Not as good as a TV show though.
Oh,
the one that got cancelled after half the first season. That one.
Is it still? Is it at least still on? Like, is it still on the platform? Did it get ripped like Willow did? I wouldn't fucking know either.
I would have no idea.
I always think about shows. You know, whenever someone brings up like, negative coverage means that they'll get renewed. That's how it works. I always think about all the canceled shows, like the amount of coverage Willow got, and it got fucking removed from Disney. Like,
I thought we only helped stuff when I thought Disbrew was helping Willow by reviewing it. I thought we helped the Rings of Power. I thought we helped when they lost 64% of their audience.
We clearly didn't talk about Rings of Power enough to help it, so we got to do even more next time.
Did you see the guy's response from Sweet Baby Inc. as regards to the attacks on Sweet Baby Inc.?
The who?
The one of the owners is co-owner of Sweet Baby Inc. Came out with a statement about the attacks on Sweet Baby Inc. aka people talking about Sweet Baby Inc. And this is a legit line. This is a legit. Hold on, guys. This is a legit line that he says.
No. I heard something about the Department of Homeland Security or some shit is responding to this as hate speech or something.
I'll get into that in a second. Misinformation is so wild and left field (brackets or right field, I guess) that it's impossible to even engage with it to combat it. Oh, you've got no, aka we've got no response. Because everything that people have used has been from our website, has been from what we've said in interviews. Yeah. So you can't. How can you refute that? It's come out of your own mouth. Now, as regards to the Department of Homeland Security, the Department of Homeland Security are funding the company which is funding Sweet Baby Inc. One of the companies funding them. And it looks like they're drawing money because of Canada, fucking X-ray girl. They are drawing Canadian taxpayers' dollars to fund them. Kind of a little bit like Globe. and Robin in the Hood receiving Canadian taxpayers' dollars to partially fund that, apart from acts, of course.
So who's funding Sweet Baby outside of?
I think there's a couple of companies, but the
I did
Homeland
not
Security is funding one of the companies which is funding Sweet Baby Inc.
I did not know. I mean,
I
it doesn't
had no-
surprise me
wow.
at all. But I did not know that. We went through that last week, guys. We sat there and went through their website. We went through the about section and all their motives and all that. And it's quite impressive that they would gaslight the audience, basically trying to insist that you are either crazy or stupid. And they would say, like, remember, we were going like from her public statement, right? And the website, like, hey, Sweet Baby Inc. doesn't do that. And then we read the website and it literally says that that's specifically what you do.
This isn't a DIE company. And
Yeah,
then you go to the mission statement. We deal with diversity and inclusion. There's 2 already. There's 2 out of the fucking 3 already.
Fucking company, man.
In your mission statement.
Yep.
And then you get her, Kim Belair, at her conference talking about equality. That's technically your third, but it's
Equity,
equity
they
now.
conflate it. They conflate it anyway, right?
Equality, equity. They seem to like to mince between the two.
X-Ray Girl, in the real BBC, you're gonna have to save the 3 pictures I gave you and then like put them up because it's just pretty funny. Yeah, Sweet Baby Inc. It's great that this got exposed again. This shit's been out there, man. It just takes a little internet autism, weaponized autism, which I fucking adore, by the way. And we find stuff from 3 years ago, 2 years ago, when they were happy as fuck to talk about this stuff. And now they're like, I did the analogy when I lived in that fucking garage, and it's no joke. We moved a fridge and like all these fucking cockroaches just. What I didn't tell you is they were living on like dead cockroaches. We had to scrape them off. That was in a perfect square under the fucking refrigerator. Grossest thing I've ever fucking seen, man. But that's what they're doing. They're scurrying. The rats are leaving the sinking ship. And if they felt strongly about this stuff, they'd be fucking proud of it. But they're getting crushed on Twitter. People are calling it Gamergate 2.0. The only difference is Zoe Quinn
is not sucking a cock.
Not sucking a cock. There isn't a bunch of disingenuous. What Gamergate was a customer movement. It started with a lot of stuff. It started exposing journalists who were basically exchanging fucks for good articles. Those are dudes. As horrible as that sounds, I understand it. But I mean, not with Zoe Quinn. Ugh, God. But I literally ran into her at Comic-Con one time. She was sweaty. Ugh. She was fucking sweaty. Like we bumped into each other. But what killed Gamergate was a bunch of disingenuous motherfuckers who weren't about the cause, weren't about the customer, weren't about any of that shit. There were a bunch of fucking frauds, and the only one who survived it wasn't a fraud. Our boy Sargon. Hail Sargon of Akkad. Hail Karn. All the other ones, where the fuck are they? Where the fuck are they? Because they weren't about it, and they were putting on a big act, and then they all melted down, right? But yeah, it's now it's getting way more coverage. Gamers are not to be fucked with at all, and hopefully it just hopefully it creates a lot more independent games. I don't think the AAA, the giant corporations, they're not going to fucking change the same as Hollywood. They can't.
They've invited them in. If they're not getting people to consult, they have a department specifically already dedicated to deal with this type of stuff.
Right. And then
just drop something in the private chat, Gary.
And how long does it take to create a game? 5 years minimum.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Depending on the
5 to 7 to 10 years. Yeah,
this is why we're only
that shit is not
really
pivoting.
See.
Yeah,
yeah.
So what's this?
Do we know this?
Do you want me to share it?
Hang on. No, hang on. Let me check it first.
I don't just have a look first.
I don't even know what the hell it is.
Yeah. Kel Surprise, huh?
Oh, that's the Hollywood Reporter. Holy shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, dude. Yeah, put it up. Put it up. Breaking news. Breaking news. Marvel shocker. Bo DeMeo fired weeks before premiere. The creator of X-Men 97.
Well,
Was he
creator of the
homosexual?
reboot.
He's the gay one, right?
The black
guy,
male homosexual
That's him. Yeah,
showrunner of the X-Men has been fired.
Wasn't it something like extra foul that he said? Like, oh man, I'm gonna have to look that
What,
up.
well, let's look at the article. Get to the article. Let's go. Let's go to the article. Let's find out. Shocker.
That was the article.
I am shocked. I am fucking shocked, by the way. In an unusual situation on the eve of the project's debut, the writer-producer who worked on Moon Knight and Blade will no longer be promoting the show or moving forward with future seasons. Go down. Earlier this month, Bo DeMeo was in the midst of a particularly busy time with Marvel Studios. The writer-producer was preparing for the launch of X-Men 97, a D+ series he created as a continuation of the beloved 90s Fox Kids show. DeMeo and Marvel regular, who previously wrote the live-action series Moon Knight, which sucked balls, and as well as earlier drafts of the company's delayed but still upcoming vampire thriller Blade, which he has nothing to do with the new script at all. It's being completely ground up, rebuilt, and it's probably still going to suck. Had completed writing duties on season 2 of the series, was lining up press and making plans to attend X-Men 97's Hollywood premiere on March 13th. He was even discussing loose ideas for a 3rd season with members of the team. Scroll down. But early this week, Marvel and DeMeo suddenly parted ways. His company's email was deactivated, and cast and crew were informed he was no longer on the project. DeMeo's Instagram account, once a source for X-Men updates, was deleted. No reason for the firing was given. I'm guessing there was
something gay probably happened.
Some impropriety.
Something. No. I'm not even joking. Like
some
that
impropriety.
Yeah, something gay happened, and there was something that they trying to get ahead of for sure, which is hilarious. Well, I don't think it was because he was gay, but he was the guy.
No,
he did. Oh my God, what did he? It was something he said. I remember he was like, he pitched it to Kevin Feige, this whole idea with the X-Men 97, and he was like, as a gay black man, this was very important to whatever show it was. So I was already under the assumption this was dead on arrival, and this was before we saw anything with X-Men 97. So him being up out of there, yeah, something gay happened for sure.
We can speculate all day long, but it did get brought up in the WGA files and the D files over at Film Threat that being a gay man is not enough protection anymore. It's not enough protection anymore. It was a surprising turn of events on the eve of the show's March 20th debut. Splitting with writers, it is a normal part of business for Marvel or any studio. However, it is unusual for a top creative on the Marvel project to miss a premiere or cancel press plans last minute. Will the press on that red carpet bring it up once? No, they fucking won't. The cowards will not. Even if they've been shuffled to the side. Most Marvel premieres featured multiple screenwriters walking the red carpet. Remember when Victoria Alonso got fired? Did anybody bring that up? No. Some of whom had been rewritten by other characters or walking the red carpet. Marvel announced DeMeo's hiring in November 2021. The move was met with some level of excitement as the scribe brought the identity as a gay black man to the project.
Yeah. No, let me, before you finish it, this is what he said. He said, I think one of my favorite parts was like they were truly interested in, he's talking about Feige and Marvel, and what his experience is as a black man, right? And he says, and he said this is specific, and I quote, how it was going to inform the story we were telling. So apparently, I mean, he still wrote the bitch, right? So even if he's fired, he still wrote the upcoming.
Oh yeah, it's done. It's done. Yeah.
This is what he said. He said that him being a gay black man, you could take that to mean whatever you want it to mean, but it is going to inform the story that he is telling. And that to them, that was how they were going to make this authentic. That's what DeMaio, who has now been canned, that's what.
Holy shit. This is, I'm just going to tweet. Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Oh, I don't know how being a gay black man helps
nothing
you write
see him.
I don't know how that being a gay black man apparently helps you tell stories.
Oh, it does in Hollywood. We all know that.
No, we've heard that before. I mean, when like this identity crap is so reductive, right? It's that's all I am. What are you going to do, gay black man? I'm going to do gay black man things now with my day. All day long, I'm going to do gay black man things. It's like
that's my whole identity.
That's everything I do.
What's Tim Drake? He's gay.
He's
What's
gay.
Jonathan Kent? He's gay. What's Aqualad? He's gay.
Everybody's gay.
Well, you know, it's just that's what it is.
Okay,
now.
what else?
Gay,
Are they gonna fight some bad guys? No, we're gonna be gay.
We're gonna be gay. We're gonna fight them in a gay way.
Yes. We'll talk them to death.
You get a chance to talk about that or see that, Gary?
What?
The upcoming, when is it coming out? And it's the pre-gay Pride Month special. So
I saw that page filled with like texting in a bed with pink hair and shit.
Well, it's what is it? Is it Marvel Voice? I don't know if that was what it called, but it has Loki's on it. So he's Iceman is hugging up on Hercules.
Alicia's up on there.
Oh yeah. Okay, yes. They did one last year too. They did one last year where
they usually do that, but this is coming out in May, so that's a setup to the gay month, which we were trying to go through this other day. As I don't know, apparently last month that was gay history for
Gay History Month in the UK. Yes.
And so we got June is gay. Am I getting that right? June is actually Pride.
June is Pride. So June used to have Pride Weekend, right? So it'd be Pride Weekend in certain cities like San Francisco and stuff. And
Carnival Weekend.
They pride it all up, for the weekend, and I'd get out of town, usually go camping or something. It's fine. Have fun. Town's yours. But
or do y'all got y'all special?
But it turned into a month because each major city did it like every weekend, so they just made it a month. And now in Hollywood it's all fucking year. And it's really helped their cause, hasn't it?
Oh, big time. It's managed to breed more fucking intolerance than anyone ever could if they were a racist or bigot.
Well, obviously Disney Marvel are bigots for firing Bo DeMeo.
A gay black man.
Wow.
How dare they?
How dare you, Disney?
Oh God, what's he do? I mean, oh dear God, what did he do?
His silence on social media has been acute as he was a prolific poster, sharing X-Men tidbits, and while as shirtless pictures of himself at the gym.
Yeah, that really gets people stoked on X-Men.
For a time, he also ran a non-explicit OnlyFans account. Oh,
now that's news to me. I didn't know that.
What?
And you're the one that subscribed to out.com. So did you?
Well, there you go.
Let me just check.
Let's not bury the lead.
Out.com account.
I have no idea, but I'm logged in. Who logged me into that gay OnlyFans account?
All of which has inspired the LGBTQ plus publication Out to declare him. Wait. Okay.
Oh no.
So he ran a non-explicit OnlyFans account.
Sure, Jan.
All of which inspired the LGBTQ, where's the plus bigots, publication Out to declare him the sexy gay Marvel writer and showrunner to know.
Wasn't out. That was the website that you were logged into. You weren't logged into.
No, well, I mean, somebody logged me in, but it wasn't me. Just that. I have no idea. It must have been when you do that Google thing and it just says, "Do you want to log in?" And you just like, "Sure," and it's
save
porn.
Password.
Yeah.
Well, at least you're not Vosh,
Oh, God.
That's a whole different site, I think. Oh my God.
But at times, social media had proven a challenge while making the series. In May 2023, DeMeo announced he would be deleting his Twitter account after he was attacked by users accusing X-Men 97 of whitewashing the character of Sunspot with the casting of Brazilian actor. I cannot even pronounce that name.
That nine.
No, that's Argentinian. In the role, Guy. We'll just say Guy. It's G-U-I. I'm an ignorant America. How's that whitewashing exactly? Is Guy white? Oh, do we know that?
Well, there's
no, you have light skin.
I mean,
they were bitching about this
you-
with the New Mutants movie. Same thing. It was like he's a little fairer in skin than what his comic book depiction is. He had darker skin. He was
Okay.
Brazilian, but he had darker skin. So
I mean, it's a voice actor. I don't really give a shit.
Oh yeah, as a voice actor, then yeah.
But I mean, like, okay.
Guy Augustine, Guy Augustini.
Guy Augustini. There you go. Thanks. X-Men 97 continues the story arc of X-Men the Animated Series, which ran from 1992 to 1997 and is credited with introducing a generation of children to the mutant characters and priming the pump for the X-Men movie in the early 2000s. Fucking weirdos. A number of the voice actors from the original show are returning, with the nostalgia factor helping propel the first trailer to become the most watched promo for D+ animated show that we embedded across all platforms, and a number we completely fucking made up, just like they did with Deadpool. By the way, people were running with the Deadpool as the most watched trailer. There's nothing, zero to back that up. Just Disney's word. Just want to keep that in mind. DeMeo was among the kids who grew up watching the show, said the showrunner in 2022. Anyone who feels different, we all have a Magneto inside of us. We also have a Charles Xavier.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah. I ain't into the gay shit, bro. So.
We all have a part of us that wants to burn it all down, and we have a part of us that wants to find compromise and build it up. And those comics really helped me understand my identity. And, it also helped run this false narrative that Eric and I have talked about, and many others. Talked about this in my comic shop.
Minutes, man.
Oh, yeah. X-Men was for misfits. Anybody who felt like a misfit.
Yeah.
By the way, a comic book fan.
Yeah.
Yes. A nerd.
Yeah.
I know, because back in my day, if you were caught buying fucking comics, you get a good fucking twatting.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's anybody who felt like a misfit, and at the time when it was like blowing up, it was every single comic book fan. Rachel Leischman, the retard over at the Mary Sue, said X-Men wasn't made for Republicans. Really?
But it's for everyone.
Because
X-Men's for everyone, but not Republicans or straight white men.
I could tell you Republicans exist in San Francisco, and half of them were my X-Men customers. It was split right down the middle. Like it always is. Fucking dumbass.
Revisionist history, man.
Yep. Wow.
Yeah, she's like 5 years old.
He's gone. We don't know why. I hope it's for a good reason. I hope he's not getting railroaded. We don't want the man to get railroaded. He might be railroading something.
I
don't know.
To say, the jokes make themselves, man. That's too easy.
And this is
Maybe
the guy.
Railed and not sure about.
Do you want to know? You want to know how fucking bad The Witcher is? This is the guy who called out Lauren Hissrich for not respecting the source material and called out the other writers. That's how fucking bad The Witcher is.
Toss a coin to Witcher, I guess.
Real quick, I want to get back to the gentleman, because I fucking love it so much. MauLer, your impressions of the gentleman, sir.
What about him? Oh, I thought you meant like impersonate the fucking characters.
I would like yes. Could you impersonate every character from the gentleman in order of appearance, please? Starting now.
You got so many voices in there.
I know.
All over the place. So many English accents that are so much fun. And then finally, by the way, seeing Gus in something where he's not just bad guy, like he's got the actual like substance in the role. Which is nice.
He has said he was he was great as you saw the Tick, right, MauLer? Have you ever seen the Tick? Okay,
yeah.
The Tick is fucking fantastic, by the way. So what did you think of the show, though? So you've seen 2 episodes.
I've only seen 2 episodes, so I can't really speak to the whole thing or anything. But of what I've seen, I want to see more. I wasn't expecting a lot. I thought I'd just check out the first episode just to see what was going on and to see what we're kind of dealing with. But I was like, oh shit, this looks like it's actually fun. Like, got a snappy editing, good pacing, characters that I kind of already care about in terms of like, I wonder where they end up. Obviously, like the way it always works in these stories is that you have people who are very good at their jobs and they have family members who are very bad at their jobs. And so they have to deal with the consequences of loving people who are incompetent. They have to make up for their failings. And then you have dynamics that cross between like legacies, like deals that are made with people who aren't you, but that you respect, being your parents or something. And then, be it like different areas and regions for drugs and ownership, or different levels of intimidation. And then when certain people die, how it changes everything. Dude, the gospel, right? I've only seen 2 episodes. That guy is fucking awesome.
He is brilliant.
Oh,
and he's a coke dealer. So it's so good. No, it gets there's deaths in this, but they don't, it's not like willy-nilly. It's not like they don't, it's funny because they try to avoid killing. That's the whole thing, is like, we're trying to avoid killing people, and in trying to avoid killing people, they fucking kill a lot of people. And in really funny ways. Like in the movie when they were chasing that one guy, right? It was him, Colin Farrell, chasing, and he flips over and just lands on the train tracks, and then the train runs right over him. It's like, oh shit! They're like, fuck. We wanted to. We were trying to save the guy.
Or he punches the gun, he just fucking hits the balcony and falls down. The fucking...
And it's the Russian oligarch's kid. You know, it's like, it's just the series sets up like that, right? And there's one really competent brother like making up for a complete drug-addled fuck up who I fucking adore. Like, he's such a like.
Well, that's why he inherits, because the responsible younger brother, who's a captain in the army, who's doing some work for the UN at the beginning, just that little exchange at the very beginning. This is at the very beginning, folks. Just the exchange, the way that he negotiates and just deals with the problems so brilliantly. And then you go, the older brother, who's just a cokehead, a fucking cokehead that would snort the estate dead in a year.
Almost did.
When the father dies, so when the father dies, he passes it to the younger son because he's the responsible one. And it starts a whole thing.
Oh man, it all goes crazy. So 4 episodes in, MauLer. So it gets better as it goes on.
Oh,
I'm only 4 episodes in.
I thought it was a really good pilot, right? Like the
that first
was practically like a movie in and of itself. I think they did a really good job, and it was nice to see directed by Guy Ritchie. And I'm like, yay!
Yes.
He
doesn't direct all the episodes, but he directs a few.
Yeah.
No,
but every episode has the same.
There's a little behind the scenes, like there's some trailers, right? So if you watch the first one, that's where they're just interviewing Guy Ritchie as they give a little teaser, and he kind of explains the world to you. And you watch that first to kind of get you like ready, especially if you watch the movie. You don't need to watch the movie, but I thought it made the experience even better to watch the movie before you watch the series. Fucking Netflix doesn't have the movie on their fucking platform though, which is fucking retarded. Good thing I have it.
Yeah.
I have it in 4K, so it's all good. Yeah, I got it. Definitely.
Nice to see Vinnie Jones as well.
Yes.
He's
he's
good. I feel kind of bad for him because I always feel like he almost got somewhere with his career, right? He had that moment where he was in X-Men 3 and Swordfish.
Yep.
But they were both, one of them was like laughed at, and the other one was kind of a non-role, and it was like, he never quite made it. But it's nice to see him back. Because I've always thought that he's like got severe untapped potential as well.
He's good in this,
you know.
Yeah. Well, he's good in this. His part in this is.
There's some good stuff.
Is there something between him and the mom, or are they just friends?
You're gonna have to watch and find out.
Oh, fuck you,
Gary. God.
Okay. Definitely highly recommend. It's the best thing I've seen, easily since One Piece. So. It's.
I think this show's blown every other show out of the water that I've seen in years.
Yeah, it's really freaking good.
A really nice surprise.
Yeah, including the Terminal List, Reacher season 1. I think this. I don't know if I've got a little bit more interest because I'm a Brit and therefore.
I was gonna say I feel like I have that as well.
I think this. I definitely get more potentially out of it that way.
Okay. It's fun. That's for me. That's the barometer. It's like Terminal List is serious and it's really fucking good, and it's very, 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 very serious show. Reacher's a little more fun. I would say quality, acting wise, plot wise. Yes, this is better than Reacher. Reacher's like procedural, like it's kind of a procedural thing, and it's good for what it is. But for so far, what I'm seeing, yes, the Gentleman is better because it's way more fun. It just has fun with everything it does. So and it's
I mean,
and it's
gonna
intelligent,
go places.
but it's your
really gonna
typical
go
Guy
places.
Ritchie, like contrasting characters from different worlds collide over fucking insane situations. You know,
Yeah.
that go sideways.
Well, and like for anybody listening, go watch Lock, Stock, and Snatch if you haven't. Both of those movies are fucking great, and that formula for Guy Ritchie, like it's just stuff that I've always wanted more of, even if it's like kind of, you know, some people might say like, oh, it's just the same shit he's done before. I'd be like, no, I always feel like there's a mix up of characters and locations and events, but the core DNA, right, of you have, like I said, people who know what they're doing, working with people who don't know what they're doing, working with people who inherit things and get things in easy and cheap ways that fuck everything up. And then they always have twists and surprises that are really fun. And there's usually a lot of drugs involved as well.
Yes.
Which is why
And
you get, like,
the only hint I'll give on the first episode is there is the fucking funniest apology you'll ever see.
Oh yeah, Eric has got to. Eric's
got to go. Yes.
Yeah.
Eric, brother.
Appreciate y'all having me, man. Yeah, fortunately couldn't stay the whole time. Got another gig thing.
I
I'm
bet.
doing,
Are you busy?
and
Why?
Busy
You
man.
busy?
Busy?
He's not
Something
doing
going on?
anything right now.
just
Yeah.
a little something going down though. But nah,
Fucking big time in us.
yeah.
A little bit.
My apologies. But well, I'll be seeing both of you guys later this week.
I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll see you
I'll
tomorrow.
see you day after tomorrow.
And then the day after tomorrow, I got Gary, so I'm not going anywhere.
Wow.
You guys aren't either, so everything's gonna be good. But no, I appreciate y'all. Just saying it again. Thank you guys so much for the support of Yaira One, man. We are stoked on life right now.
A million, baby. A
$1
million.
million again.
Hell yeah.
Holy shit.
It's brilliant. Really, it's
I'm so appreciative of you guys, man. So thank you guys so much, man. All the love and support, man.
All the
thank you.
links
I
are in
can't
the
say
chat
keep
too.
smashing
So
it. Yeah.
if you haven't got the book yet, all the links are in the chat.
We'll have a
And,
good chat about it tomorrow on
Oh,
Ricky
yeah.
Silverback.
We'll have some great
Yeah,
discussions
boy.
tomorrow. It should be fun. It should be fun.
Yeah,
All right,
oh,
man.
yeah.
Y'all take
Take
it
care,
easy.
my friend.
Okay.
Peace out,
See you
y'all.
later. Well done.
See you, folks.
Congrats.
See you.
Thoroughly deserved.
That was crazy.
Yeah. 4 in a row.
Yeah, that's
4 in a row.
that's unbelievable. But that's
and,
you know,
24 hours to boot. Not like the campaign just crawled after 60 days. I mean, crawl to 1 million. I'll crawl to 1 million for fucking 60 days.
right?
But this is like 24 hours, 1
So
mil.
it starts out, you know, like this is starting from this is a guy who was in a band, who was a YouTuber, who just decided to start a comic book company and start writing comic books on the ground floor, you know, and built up the audience. And that's through his hard work and your support that this happens. And this is how these journeys begin, you know, and for anybody who thinks they need to be perfect out the gate, nothing is out the gate, especially when, you know, this is the first time trying it, but doesn't mean you don't try, and like it'll get so much better as it goes on. And I can't fucking wait to see it. I can't wait to see it. This is how independent movies, you know, like, you know, the punk rock scene. That's how it started out. It's a bunch of people who could not play fucking 3 chords. The passion was there, couldn't play 3 chords. Turned it into a whole, well, fashion scene. It's actually started in America. Sorry, UK. America started punk rock. Yes, we did. There! I said it! I said it.
It's been said.
It's been said. All right. We'll get to some soups, I guess. Let's get to some soups.
Yeah.
Soupy doopies. So I can go watch The Gentleman. Oh, real quick. We got to show this. Real quick before we get to soups. Fellowship of Fans has done its investigation over the fake rumors that came from Amazon. They've done their own internal and by the way, not connected to Amazon, how they did an investigation of fake rumors coming from Amazon without talking to Amazon. I don't fucking know. I don't know.
Magic.
It's magic. By the way, I'm blocked. I am blocked.
Shocking.
Statement. We are delighted to confirm that we have completed our investigation into false leaks and incorrect information surrounding the Rings of Power Season 2. Thanks to our sources that helped a lot. Amazon. We can confirm that out of the 14 headline leaks, headline is in quotes, that we have released, from season 2, only one is incorrect, according to Amazon. Though, of course, we are sad. There was indeed a slip-up. We all at Fellowship of the Fans are very happy with the result and the outcome of getting over 92% of our scoops correct, despite there being, by the way, we haven't seen season 2. We don't know fucking shit's correct. Being some misinformation to catch leakers, which shows that our system of vetting scoops is still reliable by going to Amazon.
Why are you speaking to Amazon? Yeah.
By being a PR firm for Amazon, you fucking shills.
And you still got something wrong.
Furthermore, importantly, we can now provide the correct update on a scoop that was wrong as well. We want to thank all of our news sources that Amazon. We'd like to thank Amazon that helped us with this investigation, who allowed us to double confirm our other scoops while spotting the ones that are wrong. We also are happy to confirm that we are now behind the scenes production, that we know the behind-the-scenes production reason and meddling as to why we got the specific scoop wrong. That we will reveal very soon.
Oh, okay.
A name given up by Amazon, which is quite intriguing.
Why didn't you just give it up
Which
then?
is, wait, Kipper, what are you doing? I'm not done reading it.
Oh, I thought you were.
No.
Whoopsies.
I was in the middle of a sentence and you fucking yanked it. Which is quite intriguing. We are also able to investigate and confirm which scoops are factual and not misinformation from our other outlets and posts. This is fucking too long, man. Jesus Christ. Sites such as 4chan and Reddit. So stay tuned. So they're going to name the false source. They're going to fucking name them.
Name and shame.
Okay, there's more. There's another one. So they've got, like, here's 14 headlines from Fellowship of Fans scoops under review. And by the way, 92% of these, according to them, are real. Kevin Eldon is Narvi. Celebrimbor and Narvi create Doors of Durin. Shelob is in season 2. Shelob is in season 2. Maybe it'll be baby Shelob.
Yeah.
Original form Sauron Annatar listed as a creature. Guy Ladriel gets captured by Adar. Callum Lynch is Celeborn. Post-production completed by June 2024, yet we have not seen a single frame of footage. We have not seen a trailer. We have heard no official word from Amazon on this. Just wanted to point that out. We're going on a year. We are very close to a year since they have done since they've been done filming. Big disaster in Numenor. Well, fucking going out on a limb with that one, aren't you? At the end of the season, Niatal is Estrid as human character. Season 2 will premiere in late 2024. Press X to doubt. X to doubt. If we don't see a trailer by, well, honestly, we should have seen one right now. Remember, they released a teaser in February for a September release. So let's compound that. If we don't see,
putting something in private chat.
if we don't see one in April, we ain't seen it this year. Amelia Kenworth, and I'll get that in just a second, as thank you very much, will be an evil ally to Sauron and Adar. Amelia Kenworthy will be an evil ally, a girl boss to Sauron and Adar. That's my prediction. Gavi is Sauron. Jamie Bisping plays the elf Calenway. Sorry, I spread that. Okay, now go to the next one. This is the one I just want to call out. Oh, can I say that?
No.
I cannot say that out loud. Okay,
no.
I'm going to say press X to doubt for it coming out this year. X. All right, this is my favorite one. The most recent scoop comes from a different area of production, but we can still confirm it's true. When the stranger, who is totally not Gandalf, and Nori travel east, they will encounter a quote-unquote wizard that will help train Gandalf the Stranger, improving his abilities in magic, making him very powerful. It's going to be a woman. That wizard is going to be a woman. Fucking A. Take your time, Amazon. Take your time. It's okay. I'll be here.
3 seasons and out.
3 seasons and out. 3 seasons and out. So you, oh, wow. That, dude, if what you just said is true,
it
is months away. Like that process can take 6 months.
Yeah, but the process was ongoing during the release of the first season, remember?
That's true. They are releasing, and it depends on how much of the other stuff is done, right? But that's insane.
I'd say that's pretty fair for a company nowadays.
Oh, for one that doesn't know what they're doing. And by the way, House of the Dragon will be out by the end of January. Or in June. End of June. At the latest. At the latest. They said summer release. So it's good. So it pretty much, and it has to be in the first quarter. So that means sometime between June 21st and the end of June, it premieres. It's a pretty small window there. Pretty small window. I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait, MauLer. Can't wait. Bo DeMaio fired. That's fucking crazy.
It's it lends itself to questions.
Oh, lots and lots. Dragonic Ice Mage has gifted 5 Nerdrotic memberships for $25. Hail, thank you. Hail. King Popo Nut for $100. Hey, all. And morning from the 808, Honolulu. Oh, good morning. That's right. Just wanted to stop by and say hello. Plus, it's interesting seeing Gary and Drinker on Pierre's show. Keep striving forward and to greater heights. And let Gary, what does it say? Let's get Gary to a milli by week's end. Oh, cheers. Thank you. I got to probably put out a video. I'd probably help immensely. And my next video, my next video will be a review of. Shit, hang on.
The American Society of Magical Negroes.
So there you go. Because I will be very busy. I know I'm on this race to 1 million, and Dan's gonna release a video, and I'm gonna watch The Gentleman.
If Dan had done I'm Just Ken,
dude, it'd be over. It'd be over.
It would have been over months ago.
I would have sung Bon Jovi last year, you know? But I mean,
we told him.
Ryan was giving him shit, but Dan is right. Dan is right, Ryan. You want to make content that you are actually interested in and that you like. And that way you're being authentic.
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with a little bit of fun every now and again.
I'm trying to keep making Dan is right.
Dan shouldn't do that at all.
Dan should not make a Peaches song or, I don't know, do any of the Hobbits, any of the songs from Lord of the Rings. I can't believe he hasn't done that. Like, that needs to be done. That needs to be done. Just not now. Maybe a couple weeks from now.
just after you've hit 1 million.
Yeah. Under 5,000 to go. So.
Yeah, boy.
That's a lot. That's a lot. Judo Cricket for $20. How could Yaira? Did I say it right? Yaira. Be the best-selling Rippaverse book? I've been reliably informed that you all hate Whammon. Yes. Well, we do. I mean, that's true.
I bought the book and all its covers just purely so I can shout at the woman on the cover.
Well, I mean,
in different poses.
She comes off as a little evil. I think it's just reaffirming. That's all.
She's a little bit of a bad girl.
Comes off.
Well, you know, there's a little bit more there.
Ministry of Wrong Thing for $19.99. Why does Act Man hate the Act Man so much? Honestly, watching his self-report unfold was like watching a self-righteous arsonist struggle as hard as he can not to burn the bridge. A bridge to MauLer. I liked that bridge. That's sad. That's a good, yeah. It's
how
sad.
it goes.
It's how it goes. That's life.
Where the road.
It's life on the internet, you know. Just there's a way to. Oh, I don't have my. Oh yeah, there's a way to handle these things. It's called a phone. Little phone. Not like, oh, start stream. Oh well. Josh Kelsey for $19.99 does what Josh Kelsey does, drops $19.99 and leaves. That's what he does.
What a baller.
By the way, I fucked up my phone. I was on my way to Dune and I dropped it. Like the fold out part has a big cancerous thing in it now. Yeah, so I gotta take it back. Dropped it on the way to Dune.
Could have been worse. Could have left it in the back of a fucking Uber.
Well, I did that in San Diego, and then I repeated the mistake in the UK.
In the UK?
But because I work out, I'm 54, and I ran like a motherfucker. I ran like the law was on my heels, and I caught that motherfucker. I'm like knocking on the door while he's driving. I'm like,
you ran like it was 1991.
I did.
Had a little practice.
Yeah. Guy Incognito for 20 Canadian pesos says, hail Eric July. Congrats on the campaign. Comics never clicked with me as a kid, but I think it's time to give them another shot with Yaira and Isom. Hail to the real BBC, the Fellowship, and hot Yaira Winter. Oh.
Hey.
Hey, that's cool.
Winter is here.
Winter is here. So how am I supposed to say this?
Soul Elvish X.
Okay, that's good. Soul Elvish X for $49.99. 99. Hello, my favorite bundle of sticks. How can I get you guys to read my graphic novel script? All congrats to Eric. I've messaged you guys was it Yinu Studios? As Yinu Studios. Okay. And also in proceeding, this is in the process of hiring the script doctor, PhD, Ancient Civilizations, Old Gods, Sci-Fi. Hire a script doctor. I don't have time to read scripts, unfortunately, and I'm not the best guy in the world. I can barely read. But script doctor for a small fee, he's a legit writer. He's fucking based as fuck, and he'll give you honest appraisal. And he's actually worked in the industry. So that's where I would direct people to go. Or if you know a script, somebody's written scripts, I would ask them, but they usually don't have a ton of time. It is good to have somebody go over it, but that's why there is a business out there for it. Yeah, I just not sound like a dick, but like we content creators, when we're not like spending 12 hours in our office reading fucking shitty articles all day and editing, we like touch grass once in a while.
Yeah. Careful for the next one, saying that last word.
Oh, okay. Well, Sheep City's trying to get me all messed up.
Of course.
But back to that real quick. Script doctor will give you very good advice. Like it's worth it. It's worth it. If you're serious, like he would do it. So I recommend that. Sheep City'n for $20. Miss Marvel is more than just a mutant. She is also a nega band. Nega band.
You can say that, Sheep. We can't.
Yeah, Sheep. Stop trying to get me in trouble. Dave the Rave for 20 British pounds when you watch, by the way, hail Sheep City. Dave the Rave for 20 British pounds when you watch British telly and Gary's and Drinker is on it. Hail the Fellowship and hail the real BBC. Were we on telly? Is that on the telly over there?
I don't know. I don't watch it.
Yeah.
It looked like a proper newscast.
It did. It did. And they were completely nice. and I wasn't sure what it was going to be. Dude, the guest he had on before, I had a fucking aneurysm listening to that guy, though. That guy was, I don't know, like, Piers is not like Piers and I would have an interesting conversation over guns because I'm very pro 2A. So there'd be some fireworks. But like Piers is not the wokest guy in the world, but he's also not like totally based. But he had some clown on who was saying the culture war doesn't exist. So this is going to be their new narrative. The culture war doesn't exist. It's never existed. It's just a right-wing thing. And oh, no, wait. He follows it with this. And you guys are talking about Barbie and Snow White and all this shit that doesn't matter when people are starving in the world, when you fucking radical lefties were the ones who recognized that this shit does matter. And that's why you infiltrated it. So you're flipping the narrative now.
Dude,
I couldn't fucking believe it. I was like watching this guy and like I was muted, but I was like, what the fuck? You know?
I did a video either last year or our end of 2022 that was titled something along the lines of, it doesn't matter once you've got control of everything.
Exactly.
That's when it doesn't fucking matter. We've got our hooks and everything. We've got control of everything. So now we can run with the narrative. It doesn't matter.
But that's the key. That's the key. As we are fighting with people who don't think it matters, doesn't think freedom matters, doesn't think free speech matters, doesn't think our system matters, doesn't think anything matters. They don't think anything matters because they just want to be activists. They just want to destroy, and that's what puts us in an unfortunate position of preserving it. Because it's a lot easier to destroy this shit. Look at comic book characters, been completely fucking deconstructed from the people who built them up over decades, man. And it didn't take that long. So yeah, it's much harder to preserve, keep the statue from being pulled down, keep the wall from being destroyed, than to destroy it. Regarding the Oscars being a super safe, and this is a Robo 96 for 50 British pounds, proper money. There is something to be said about celebs putting themselves in the line if it's sincere, goes against the grain. Whatever you may think of Ruffalo, I respect how outspoken he was about the protest before the awards. Yeah, that's a safe area for him, though. Because he's established, and he's always been that way. Like him and Susan Sarandon are kind of from the same school, but they're still safe there, especially if they push the ceasefire thing, right? Which, whatever side you're on, I know dick about that, and I'm not going to even pretend to know anything about it. All I know is they're being really careful because they know who signs their fucking checks in Hollywood. End of story. So that's why they're dancing around this one and not as hardcore into Ukraine. But you are right, Robo 96. There are a few who will go against the grain, and nothing's going to happen to them because most of their other politics are right. You want to see Hollywood go against the grain? See somebody support Trump openly at the Oscars. That will be going against the grain. Whether you like him or not, that will be going against the grain. But I have no respect for Mark Ruffalo because he went to an art school and he doesn't know fucking shit. Greta Thunberg has been to more school than he has.
Oof. There's no need to be nasty.
He was a decent Hulk in Avengers, right, MauLer? That's where the best Hulk was. That's where we got the best Hulk.
I mean, people they're rewatching the Ang Lee one, when that movie was crazy.
It was crazy, but it wasn't. I like it. Artistically, I think it took some chance. It turned into like a play at the end, which was funny. Where it's like two guys sitting down under one light arguing over their daddy issues over sitting in chairs. It was weird. It was fucking weird. But, dude, the Hulk jumping around the desert, that's Hulk. That was Hulk. The Louis Leterrier Hulk. The CGI wasn't as good as the Ang Lee Hulk. But there was parts of that were good too. They couldn't put ears on the Abomination now? You couldn't put fucking ears on him? That's all I ask. And then when they do put ears on him, it's in fucking She-Hulk. Damn it, Amazon, tell me you don't know how to adapt Tolkien's work without telling me you don't know how to adapt Tolkien's work. Can't find the answers. I'll tell you. Boom. Rings of Power. Says King Papunet for $20. Thank you very much. Skiz, what is it? Skiz Spivak Esquire has gifted 5 Nerdrotic memberships for $25. Hail! Mikey Gusler is back. We love Mikey. Hey, Gary, did you read my email I sent you after Friday Night Tights? Hope everything is well, and I also hope you take my offer for real. Thanks, and have a great Tuesday afternoon. Mikey, I did, and we're gonna respond to it on Friday Night Tights. And Mikey, I love you. I love Mikey Gusler and his passion. Mikey's a fan. Mikey's a motherfucking fan. So you know what? We're gonna disagree on stuff fan-wise, and that's fine. I think Mikey and I are probably gonna end up agreeing on James Gunn's DCU. I think that will bring everybody together in the wrong way. I think it's when The Authority comes out. The Authority should be a TV show on HBO.
We've learned from Disney there shouldn't be any TV shows on any streaming services because they don't do shit but lose money.
This is a fact. This is an absolute fact. No, The Authority could be like HBO's answer to The Boys, and there is a way you can compete with The Boys by accurately depicting the comic books and the source material word for word. That would be the one way you could do it. The one way you could do it. It would absolutely work. It will be critically acclaimed. Comic fans would like. It's a very popular book. I liked it when it was his own thing, when it's like in its own world. But yeah. Hey, Boys, season 4?
Mm-hmm.
I'm covering it. I'm covering it.
Are you?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to cover it.
I'm going to cover it.
No, I'm going to spend a lot of time pointing out like how it's different from the comic books and all these fucking clowns out there who are saying it's better in the comic books. Motherfucker, you didn't read the comic books. You didn't read the fucking books.
Does Gary know how to use Discord or not?
Why?
He kind of does.
Why do you ask?
Because I'm gonna send you something and I need you to look it over and there's gonna be some instructions.
Is this before the show's over?
No.
Why does there have to be? Why can't you just tell me? Do I have to read?
Well, yeah.
Fuck.
You're asking a lot, man.
Okay, I'll put in private chat what it is.
I couldn't in the email thing for Piers Morgan, I couldn't find the questionnaire because it was just buried in my you know what Gmail gets when it gets like there's too many replies and stuff. So I called Drinker and I'm like, could you email me the list? I'm too retarded to find it. He's all, no, say it. You're too lazy to find it. I'm all, yes. The Click Farm has gifted 5 Nerdrotic memberships for $25. Thank you. And FYI Bob for $20 says, congrats to Eric with a first female superhero Yara, the intersectional feminist of mystery. All hail FNT and all hail the Shady Bunch. Hail. Yes. Oh, yeah. I'm sure it'll be filled with intersectional feminism. Eric July, huge fan of it. Huge fan of it. Huge. Just wanted to let Ripper know that I bought 2 copies of Yara, covers A and cover B. Congrats on the 1 million mark from Edward P. on Streamlabs. Hail. Japanese Demon Lord, a beer. Lucifer for $5. Congrats on 1 million. Eric, free story idea, an ancient fantasy story, but with African tribal mythology. African mythology is pretty fucking awesome. If somebody would actually adapt it, it would be really cool. Why has no one done this? Because they are creatively bankrupt and they're too busy subverting. Because this isn't about new voices. It's about subverting culture.
As Eric would say, because they only see legitimacy in white characters.
Boom.
That's what. So they have to co-opt white characters because they see no legitimacy in black characters. And black, as you can see from characters, of course, like Falcon, who's legitimate in itself, but no, it's not good enough. He needs to now take over Captain America Man because then only then will that black man have legitimacy. The bigotry, as another man would say, the bigotry of low expectation. That's what it's all about.
The Dogon tribe in Africa has mythology that's kind of close to Egyptian mythology, which is fucking awesome, by the way. Which is all from a core mythology that's much older. It's much older. As a matter of fact, Mike Baer was on Forbidden Frontier, and he was kind of breaking down how Dune is essentially like ISIS, and it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. Fluffy Fluffy Tortuga for $9.99. Gary, how late were you to Piers Morgan? I was early. Show. Also, either Esther. Okay, her name is I don't know how. I didn't want to say her name because it's like Krakow or Krakow on there, was based and seemed to know stuff about movies, unlike the other one who chose Godfather 3. Yeah, no, Esther was absolutely based, and I'm like, our audience is gonna fall in love with this one if they see it, because like she knew what the fuck she was talking about. Yeah, and the other one chose Godfather 3 just to be different. It's, white women. What you gonna do?
Wow.
Janin Klassen for 10 Canadian pesos. Gary, was the astronaut visiting? Is that why the show was late? Dan roasted me. That was pretty good. Is it okay? It's okay to be honest. That was so funny. This is a safe space for people who like to visit Uranus. Just say it. Dan's getting desperate. He's desperate. All because I pointed out that he's getting ready for Pride Month. It's right around the corner. He's working out. He's cutting down the calories. He wants to have that six-pack for his boyfriend. By the way, Dan, we've never seen him in the company of a woman. Yeah, you haven't. You haven't. Dan is that relative. I'm going to say it again. I put this on Twitter. Dan is that relative who's shown up for the last 12 Christmases with his best friend and roommate, who is also named Dan. I say that because I had an uncle
who did that,
who showed up with his best friend and roommate of 12 years. They were both artists from Palm Springs. Showed up every Christmas with his best friend. Then one day, my mom just like randomly at dinner, she's all, Don's gay. She goes,
Really?
Didn't figure that out, Mom. Thanks. Don was awesome. Liam Kronos for $4.99. Was cool seeing Gary and Drinker on Piers, although seeing Drinker without his sunglasses was a bit disorienting. I know. Do you think you'll be invited back? Maybe. I mean, they seemed happy with it. They definitely seemed happy with it, and the producer watches FNT, so maybe.
Could you say what you wanted, or did you?
No,
in terms of fruity language, or do you have to be no swearing, no this, no that?
They told me not to hold back, and I just promised them. I said I won't drop an F-bomb, because I wasn't sure if we were on like real TV or not. But I can withhold that. But they specifically, Paul, the producer, specifically said, do not hold back. Like, go. I'm like, no problem. Had no plans on holding back. Mr. Gentleman on the Streamlabs side for $1. It was very humble of you and Drinker to go on the commentator's little show. It's nice that you don't ignore those smaller shows. He's got 2 million subs. Yeah. Maybe, I mean, Drinker's bigger.
Yeah, Drinker's got 2 mil now.
He's approaching 3.
Woo.
Yeah. He'll be at 3 in no time. He and our friends at the Y-Files are just fucking blowing up. It's amazing, and it's really cool to see. Good people running good channels. Been meaning to ask MauLer, how do you set up the layout for EFAP? How do you get the Discord avatars to be in the circles over the square boxes? Ask Jim it for $4.99.
Well, if you've used Discord, you get into, like, I guess they're called private calls, where you just then the screen shows the circles, and you just window capture them. Super simple. EFAP is as simple looking as you'd imagine. There's nothing really complicated happening.
I go to a website that you can get the Discord circles custom on the OBS if you want. And I think you just Google Discord overlay. So options.
Yeah.
Mark Ruffalo may. I just saw. Oh damn it! I lost that one. They're moving too fast. Mark Ruffalo may play Bruce Banner, but he isn't as smart as him. No, he was fine in Avengers because he had a smart director and writer writing for him who understood the Hulk. But him as Smart Hulk is fucking terrible. Is Smart Hulk was very cool in the comic books, right? There's a whole story that gets there that they decided to do off fucking screen, which was fucking terrible. It was just awful in Endgame. We can go like Endgame was the beginning of the end.
Oh yeah.
Endgame, so many problems with that. Like a nice little battle scene in that's like got a color palette of mud. But which it does. It's just but dude, what they did to Hulk was they completely cucked the Hulk. They just cucked him. I don't know. What are your thoughts on Hulk in Age of Ultron, MauLer?
Well, as you know, that was a bunch of controversies with putting him with Black Widow, right? Like that back and forth. But I mean, I don't know. I haven't rewatched it in a while, but I like the Hulkbuster Hulk fight.
Yes,
it's pretty awesome. I like the getting inside his head and, bringing the Hulk out, and the Bruce has to deal with what he's done. And then the repercussions of that being in the news, and like all the people of the world not trusting the Avengers as much as they did. Like there's some stuff in Age of Ultron that's working. The crazy thing is, worst thing about Age of Ultron in a lot of ways is Ultron himself. Like he got kind of nerfed completely, and then he's a bit of a clown. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure how I rank it these days, like where are all the Avengers films from best to worst? I know which one's the best, but
which one's the best, MauLer?
Well, I mean, I'm gunning for 2012, but I mean, a lot of people will say Infinity War is the best, and I don't blame them.
Avengers is the best. Infinity War's number 2 for sure. I haven't watched Age of Ultron in a long time. I'm probably going to go back and watch it and go, it wasn't that bad. Compared to, yeah.
I saw it not too long ago, and I was just like,
well, like their banter in the first act is really fun, like the whole Avengers team. And
I still think my favorite is Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
Oh yeah, I will do that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's on Discord for you.
I got it. I was there.
Okay.
I just went yo to
yo.
You. Yeah.
Yo.
Delita Centauri on the Streamlabs side for $10. Hey, just wanted to mention Brianna Wu was on Sitch and Adam over the weekend. Oh, God bless him for talking to fucking retards. If you have time in your day, watch past 45-minute mark. Wu gives a similar but pussified take you had on Starfield about games being too soft and catering to the baby audience.
Oh.
Brianna,
I heard that Brianna Wu recently, anyway, before you even mentioned that,
changed.
I'd heard, had kind of changed the tune on.
Changed its tune.
Yeah, its tune on a few things.
Okay, yeah, including cancel culture. Yeah, that window has changed directions. So yeah, people are all. Oh wow, is that my opinion over there now? Let me run and get it.
Yeah,
fuck off. We just saw. Didn't we just see a recent example of that? I can't quite recall who it was.
I've said all I need to say.
No, drop your mic on that one. That's good. Remember, James Gunn said that the Flash movie was the best superhero movie he's ever seen. God, I can't stand him. Greg Greco for 1,500. What's an ISK?
ISK?
What's an ISK?
It's a
Indonesian, maybe? I don't know.
Ishkas.
Martian peso.
Ishkas?
Martian peso.
Icelandic krona.
Icelandic Krona hail. Oh, right.
Ooh.
My wife's been to your
Is it-
country a
isn't-
lot of times.
I was gonna say, isn't Yaira Icelandic? I'm not meaning that as a pun, but maybe they're meaning it as a pun because she's.
Oh, maybe.
Isn't Yaira's nationality meant to be Ice?
I thought that was a Russian
Icelandic.
accent in the trailer. That what didn't sound like
I think
Bjork.
the actress. I think Morgan is Morgan Boot. I think she's Slavic,
Okay.
so I think she's got a heavy. She's got a heavy Arnold. She's kind of got that heavy Arnold accent. I fucking loved it. It's just like
That would make sense why she's.
But that wasn't Icelandic though.
That
yeah.
was meant to be Death Blow, and I was just like, oh my god, I just got fucking 1980s fantasy flashbacks. This is great.
TGV Monster for $10. What was your favorite horror comic? I liked Castlevania ones by Chris Belmont and Resident Evil ones, by the way. Hi, MauLer. If you're there, hype for Dragon's Dogma 2.
Yeah.
Howdy doody.
Yeah, excited for Dragon's Dogma 2. Horror. I don't know about horror, but because I don't think I particularly read horror per se. But I used to enjoy Poison Owls back in the 90s from Sirius Comics. That was really good shit.
I mean, I never specifically looked for it, and EC Comics were gone by the time I was reading comics, so I liked it mixed as a genre. I loved Tomb of Dracula, Man Thing, Swamp Thing, across both DC and Marvel. Ghost Rider, anything that mixed in the genre of horror, with Werewolf by Night with superheroes. I thought that was lots of fun. I thought that, so that's what those were my favorite as a kid. I grew up and later on read the reprints of EC, which were fucking awesome. But for Twilight Zone comics were the only ones that were like quote unquote horror that I would read.
I just bought a complete run of the Crusades, the Vertigo comic, drawn by Kelly Jones. And I've been reading through that, and that's some fun shit, man.
Which one was it?
The Crusades from Vertigo. 1998, I think it came out. There's like a 20-issue.
I remember that. I'm like, I got to get that now.
That's Kelly Jones, and that's
going to eBay.
Yeah, boy.
You're having me look over that list. I just dropped a Mrs. Nerdrotic's not. She never listens this late in the show, right?
Yeah, I know.
I just dropped a stupid amount of money on comic books. Worth
She
it though.
didn't hear that.
I got a fucking great deal. It's a great investment, and it's totally for my son to. It's for my kid.
Inheritance.
Yeah, it's an inheritance. It's an investment. It's better than stock.
I picked up. I won some auctions recently.
For my
picked up
son.
Some Batman in the 100s, some Batman in the 200s. Because I'm really. My focus is now to try and get that 200 to 300 complete now, because I've got 300 to 713.
Yeah. I got that because I had a bunch of holes, so I was super lazy in San Diego. Remember, I showed you that auction I won. I was like, holy fuck! But I might have doubles that I could just send you, but I'd have
You
to.
got doubles.
Oh, I got doubles. I
would become your cellmate and I'd become an astronaut.
Oh, you'll drop the soap.
He'll explore Uranus.
It'd be more fucking interesting than Starfield.
Hey, MauLer, are you live?
Am I live? Yes.
Okay, just
distracted by something gross, but it's not your fault. Don't worry about it.
Uranus. Fly Rip Gaming for $10. The second, take a second to talk about Netflix's The Gentleman is the best thing on television. Isn't it? Bloody brilliant. Dude, I'm only 4 episodes in. How much have you seen?
All of it.
Okay, so it stays strong.
I watched the first 2 episodes, went to the gym, came home, watched the rest.
Where does it peak as?
Where does it peak?
End of episode 6 is like, wow.
Mind blown.
Satisfying ending? Satisfying ending.
Oh, great ending. Great ending.
I'll find out right after the show.
But yeah, end of episode 6. I'd like to see
I'll fucking text you as soon as I'm done.
But Drinker text me is like fucking great recommendation, mate.
Oh, it's fantastic. I mean, like Avatar, The Last Airbender, nobody's fucking talking about it. I know Damsel dropped.
I think I got. Do you know something? I think I got to watch Damsel now because I can't watch the American Society of African.
I'll watch Damsel.
Yeah,
I'll watch it. My wife watched it, and Melissa, she's like, it was fine. And I'm like,
a woman,
is
it's
wrong?
fine means it's not fine.
Yeah. Millie, we talked about it. Millie probably that fucking MauLer has the most accurate description of a poster ever when it comes to that poster that he put on Twitter. And Millie Bobby Brown just needs to stop being a thing. She's not going to be a leading lady. She is not it.
That sex was fine. Oh,
what was that, Mar?
Tried to get out of Stranger Things fame, but I mean, let's be honest, season 5, right? They're going to market the hell out of that when that finally comes out.
Oh, if it comes out at all.
It probably will, right?
It will if actors stop talking about the Palestinian-Israeli conflict and trying to get canceled over it. Shit, that's nuts, man. That's some nutty shit.
By the way, Nev Campbell is now back for the next Screen film.
Oh, she is?
Yeah, because the two Latino actresses, which included the one from Wednesday.
Yeah.
Jen Ortega, right?
Jen Ortega.
They weren't obviously speaking about the Palestinian conflict, but because they were speaking out, they both left the show or were removed from the show. Film, I should say.
Yeah.
You should be able to speak out no matter what on either side. Should be consistent. That's it. That's all. Kind of props to Jen Ortega for bailing out because her friend got fired for speaking out against something. But let's see them speak out for the audience in half the country they've been alienating. I'm still waiting for that one.
Oh, they've been what, mate?
Alienating. You pronounced every word perfectly this episode. Let's rewind.
Fuck
doing my Joe Biden, like, at least I admit it, okay?
Dude, I am a self-confessed retard.
Oh, listen, as somebody who's done a lot of fucking speed, he was on speed. Joe Biden was on speed. It's not debatable. It's not even fucking debatable. RDJ helped make MCU 16 years ago, and Kimmel reaches back 2 decades to make a joke about RDJ's darkest times in front of a packed room of the world as RDJ is being awarded asshole of the decade. He total fucking asshole. Asshole move. But you should be, like, comedians are supposed to be assholes. Just be a as MauLer says, be a funny one.
Yeah.
And there's a way to be funny with dialing that joke back, showing a little finesse, but that's where a good comedian comes in, right? That's where being a good comedian is. Listen, RDJ knows he is an addict. He was publicly humiliated, okay? And he did it to himself, by the way. He did it to himself. That addiction, it's a disease, but it's one that requires a conscious decision. He did it to himself. He broke into somebody's house and woke up on the fucking couch. He owns that shit. He is also one of the most inspiring stories in Hollywood. Remains that to this very day. Who?
Broke into somebody's house but stole something?
Who? Me?
As Ezra Miller.
Oh, okay.
Remember how that got brushed under the carpet?
Exactly. But like Robert Downey Jr. is an inspiration to recovering addicts. He's an inspiration to all Americans. And that's why, occasionally he has a wacky political take, but as a human being, I think he's like one of the great stories in Hollywood. One of the great fucking stories in Hollywood. And
got the redemptive arc, hasn't he?
He does. And he already knows as an addict how much shit he's already taken and how much it, doesn't bother him. I truly believe, like, when you're that far in your recovery, you're just like, that's part of it. Not everybody's going to forget. Like, it's in the program. Not everybody's going to forgive you. You're going to try to atone. You're going to try to, write letters and stuff. And some people are going to tell you to fuck off. And they have every right to do that.
Isn't Kimmel meant to be an alcoholic, allegedly?
He's a piece of he's a phony piece of shit. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. Yeah. He's a phony piece of shit. I wouldn't want to blame that on alcohol. I think that's his soul. I think that's what he is to his core. And you're right. It exposed that. Now, I am not, there's a timing for a joke. I just don't think comedians should be, it didn't bother me that much. you know, and I don't think it bothered him. I think it was just he was in the spotlight. Robert, who's funnier than Jimmy Kimmel, by the way, a more talented comedian than Jimmy Kimmel. Remember, Robert Downey Jr. was on Saturday Night Live, and I thought he handled it pretty fucking well, like a boss. So, and you know what? It made Jimmy look like a fucking clown.
He is a clown.
Yep. Paul is here from Piers. You guys. Oh, Paul here from Piers. What's up, Paul? Hail. PC's World. Paul here from Piers. You guys were great. Welcome anytime. Let's get Piers on FNT. Oh shit. Oh shit. Let's do it. Channel surf for $10. I liked Titan of YouTube. Brilliant. Brilliant. All right. I think we gotta go. We gotta go. What time are we at?
Yeah,
We gotta
we're
go.
almost at the 3 hour.
3 hour mark.
We gotta go. We'll get the rest in a square up, which will be very soon, actually. Yeah. What do you got coming up, Az?
Tomorrow, ripping a silverback on my channel with Eric. He might have just had a little comic drop yesterday. It's doing okay. $1 million in 24 hours. Whatever. Seen better. Nowhere. But I've seen, you know, sure. So it's going to be a pretty interesting show, that one, as we go through all of that. Absolutely incredible stuff. So please go out and if you haven't already and you got a few shekels and you're interested, go check out Yaira #1 in the pre-order campaign. 1,040,000 at the moment. Every single cover, A, B, C, and D, over 2,000 units sold at least. Cover A nearly at 5,000, by the way, which is outstanding. So well done to them. Thursday, I was going to go and watch the American Society, but I need to fly to America if I got to see that now. So that's out the window. So
I'll buy your plane ticket.
Thursday,
I'll buy your plane ticket.
No, you're fine.
Yeah,
You're okay.
you should totally come.
I haven't got
Canada.
I got a silver passport out. I got a silver,
Nice save there, X-ray girl. You should totally come to Canada.
It's my potty mouth. I didn't actually mean it that time. Oh my god.
So I think Thursday, I'm going to take Thursday to just play Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, because I'm up to the best place in the game and I haven't been able to play. So we're going to do that Thursday. Friday is Friday Night Tights, and the guest is
Clifton Duncan.
Clifton Duncan.
The single most based Broadway actor of all time.
And baked.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that last
That's
one.
mean and true. No, Clifton, we fucking love you. He's doing a one-man show for about Thomas Sowell, and he's already raised 100,000 grand,
which is wild.
and I think he'll get more. And I can't wait to see it. He is the perfect guy to do it. So that's going to be fucking rad. Well done, Clifton. I love Clifton. Such a good dude.
Very finally, Real BBC next week over on my channel. We're going to have the Sausage Sisters on, the actual writers of Yaira. So that's going to be a fun time.
MauLer. I know we are in the very, very, very not even early, but thinking about planning stages for a Buffy thing.
Yeah.
We're almost there.
Almost perpetually. Things will happen. Yeah, we got the EFAP TV Loki finale tomorrow. So
yes.
If you want to see how that show ended without watching it yourself, you'll get everything on that. What's funny is that ending may play into things in the future. We actually have no idea. And I think a lot of people, if they see Loki in any way, shape, or form in the Avengers movie, are going to be fucking confused.
Oh, yeah.
In terms of his power levels and what he's doing and stuff. So
some are going, why is he alive?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
true.
You know, there's a fucking horde of TV shows to watch to catch up. Some of which may as well decanonize thanks to, you know, the dropping Kang, right? So it's just just keeping up with the Marvels at this point. what everything's up to. But yeah, that's on the way, and well, everything else as regular. this, that, and the other thing. Still working, editing nonstop, as you do.
Always working on your stuff, and it's great.
And we're steps away from the plushie thing happening.
Yes.
We've talked about it a few times.
Are we going to?
Real BBC plushies will be announced at a time. At a time.
We've shown them before, but like
sooner than you think, though.
Yes.
Okay. At a time. Yes, it's going to be all four of us, and very happy with the. I've seen MauLer's, and it's freaking rad.
Cute.
It's rad.
So good.
It is so good. Well done.
I'm
well
rather
done,
happy
mate.
with it.
Yeah, and I like mine.
I love mine.
X-Ray Girls is great. As sucks. I'm just kidding. I just see if he's listening. Just seeing if he's listening. Hey, Crypto Kev has dropped $10. Says Piers Morgan. That was your secret interview, Gary. I laughed my ass off. Hail. Yes. The reason I didn't want to say anything because like Critical Drinker invited me, and then invited me into the email. So it was kind of his thing to announce and say. Just show him proper respect. Thanks again, Paul. Love you, man. Exodegu. What you got coming up?
Ooh, I'm going to be playing a game tonight. Which game? I don't know yet. I'll figure it out soon. And then tomorrow is the Nooner. And I'll let you guys know more what's happening in my life next after that.
There you go. And we do have something to announce.
Oh.
On the Nooner. Something with Film Threat. Something to do with Film Threat.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And Las Vegas.
Finally.
I know. I know. Because my son had to set something up for Chris because he was such a boomer. Which is cool. But that'll be tomorrow. Excellent. I'm just gonna watch The Gentleman and then review the American Society of Magical Negroes. And that'll be my next vid. And then we got Friday Night Tights with Clifton Duncan, where we're going to talk about the movie, except for unless one of the five YouTubers who watches that movie brings in a camera.
Yeah.
Oh well.
April the 26th.
Oh God.
I ain't watching that shit then. It's gonna fucking hell.
Oh my God.
That's too long away.
That is a long
we'll
way
be forgotten
off.
by then.
Totally.
6 weeks away.
Jesus.
Okay. Do you think it'll do better or worse than Madam Web?
Worse.
Worse.
At least Madam Web released in different countries.
Right.
This is gonna kill. This coming out in America is gonna kill any interest in coming in any other country.
And that's why I think it's good to point out like the stuff coming out, as Eric said, it's like a holdover, right? This is a holdover from something else that probably should have been released in February of 2020.
Yeah.
Not 2024. Not 2024. So that's what's coming up. A lot of fun stuff. Thanks everyone for tuning in. The rest of the super chats will be on a square up. I thank everyone who left a super chat donation. You help keep the lights on. Thank you to the Nerdrotics. Thank you to the lurkers and everyone who participated in the chat. The show will be on Az's channel next week with the Saska sisters. Until next time, we're going. This is going to be just a cold out.
Cold out.
Bye-bye.